I want to put on some mute music, or I can do the in-game music. Up to y'all.
We'll get the music going in a second here.
All right, I'll leave the DJing. Be nice to our robot DJ. Don't be misbehaving now. Don't want to hear no sea shanty too. It's not the time for that. There's a time and place for that, and this is not one of those. And let us proceed to the next area. Also, thank you for the follow. You guys have had a long rest. Let's clarify that first and foremost. We left off with the after party of the wedding. You guys got messed up in more ways than one. But there has been time for long resting to have happened. So go ahead and do that. My question that I want to pose, because I think tonight is going to lean more heavily on role playing, is knowing that Ganondorf has made this decision to rid himself of the bonds with the Slaughter Sage. What do y'all get up to in preparation for this? If anything, does anything happen? Or do you just like chill for 2 nights and be like, okay, go do your thing?
I mean, how am I supposed to help with a mental battle? I don't have that kind of power.
I mean,
Why would
we can probably help him in a magical battle.
But it's a mental battle. Also, like,
Yeah.
do I want to help? I don't know.
On one hand, you did get attacked by Ganondorf. On the other hand, I don't know what you were expecting when you tried to do that spell. Also, statistically speaking, if we have 6 out of 6 people in the party, that's 100% chance of beating Eridol. It's a 5 out of 6 people to beat. Then, like 5 out of 6 people, that's like less than 100%.
Can you show your work?
Yeah, it's like 6 minus 1, it's 5, divided by 6. That's not 100%.
Why is it divided by 6?
Because we have 6 people.
We didn't always have 6 people. We used to have like 8 people.
Yeah, well, Aragon needs to be rescued like 4 fucking times in our party, and Pog, he left us, so we're still doing fine.
So why is it 100%?
They're not people that we needed.
Sorry, ignore that ping. That was me clicking. I'm trying to edit Isarya's character sheet because she, I'm guessing, cannot right now.
Well,
I mean, you could ask if you think there's like a way to help, right? Like you can. Is that something you'd be? Would you? I mean, I guess let's start with this. Like, do you guys want to help if there is a capacity to help?
Yeah, sure. Just given the fact this is the direction.
Let's do a help if it's convenient. Very, very convenient.
This is convenient.
I guess it's also Ganondorf's choice, right?
Isarya would spend the 2 days mind spiking Ganondorf in preparation for the mind spike that the Slaughter Sage will give him.
That seems painful. That sounds painful.
No, he's building his tolerance. I only do.
That sounds like a great idea. I think we should train Ganondorf's mind in preparation. I got some spells that can help with that as well.
Oh, why don't we just do get him some Sudokus or something?
Sudokus? Sudokus?
All right, I guess. Like tonight, we're just gonna watch basically Eternal the player solve some Sudokus.
Yes.
On stream. That's literally all of it. I hope you're good at Sudoku, man. No, I mean for real. Like if that's like,
are we mind?
So here's what I want to say. Like if you, I know there's a lot of like wondering like, can I actually do anything right? I'm here. I mean, I know a lot of times I'm here to screw over the party. But I am also definitely here to enable cool stuff to happen, right? And so, like, if you have a narrative thread that you want to initiate and propagate, like, do it. And I'm going to help it be cool. And, maybe what you do will have an effect on what happens later.
Let's do the Mind Spike thing. Sounds great.
All right. Mind Spike. Is that psychic damage?
It is.
It is, yeah.
Let's rewind though. I feel like it only makes sense for Ganondorf to be a part of this conversation. So you are in your housing, and Isarya, you decide to approach Ganondorf.
Give me a second, hold on.
Okay. We can put that on the table for now.
I would just come, walk up really quietly and be like, hey, Ganondorf? Wait, where are we?
You are in an undisclosed location where you have been staying for the past couple days.
Okay, so I would just kind of knock on his door, and I'll be like Sheldon, and be like, Ganondorf? 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 And then I would just come in. And I'd be like, hey, so I was thinking.
What's up? What are you thinking?
So, do you have any, I don't know, you know the Slaughter Sage better than we all do. What do you think he's gonna do to you? What do you...
Ooh.
I
don't know.
mean...
He's gonna want to take over my body and take full control. So, however, by any means necessary, he's gonna have to kill whatever's inside of me to be able to take over completely.
Is there any way that you could resist him? Have you resisted him in the past?
Josie, correct me. I believe, yes, I have resisted him before, but
yes,
I've also let my rage take the best of me and let him come out. Sometimes intentional, sometimes not.
What if you try to Rocky Steely this and train your mind?
Rocky Steely this. Is there a set of stairs around here? Start running up and down them. Rocky Steely this. So you think trying to train my mind.
What if we... I don't know, I could mind spike you.
I mean...
Maybe you can try resisting.
Is that...
I'm sure I'm sure the others have something that they could use to help too. I'm just worried that you're gonna go in there and try to fight this Slaughter Sage and you're just not gonna come back.
No, I get that too. I've been worried about that myself. I'm definitely down to try whatever before fighting this Slaughter Sage head on.
What if he's like a demon? What if you just need to find out its name and then maybe it's not as powerful? Is that possible? As I think to the DM.
Sorry, what was your question?
To the god of the world. Does the Slaughter Sage have a name?
I don't think I'm at liberty to disclose that information, whether it does or does not.
The Slaughter Sage is made of ice or something like that, and it takes place in an imagination sort of realm, right?
I mean, how about this? Why don't you make a religion check?
Okay, I'm just going to roll to 21 people.
Yeah. And I will tell you what your modifier is in case you have a hard time accessing that.
I'm just like, if there's no imagination.
You roll a 19? Okay, and your religion is +2. That's a 21. So, the slaughter... Remind me... Let's start here. The Slaughter Sage... Your knowledge on the exact nature of this entity is maybe unclear, other than the fact that obviously it's got a pretty firm grip on Ganondorf, right? I think the main thing to establish here is that this is a being that has existed for a very, very, very long time, right? There have been stories written about individuals who have devoted themselves to the Slaughter Sage, or those who have succumbed to his suggestions, and he disseminates powers in different ways. One very obviously is this sword, but it's less that he's not like some minor being, right? And it's not as if he was inside this sword. The sword is an extension of his power, and yeah, I mean, think of him as this eldritch god that has existed from since beyond time. It's a being purely bent on the glory of the fight. It does not discriminate who the target is. I mean, in terms of does it have a weakness, by nature of what it is, none really known. Like, it's just a timeless being.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, with a 21, you definitely would recall hearing maybe rumors of people who have managed to overcome his influence. But pretty much every story is just like they found a way to overpower the Slaughter Sage, right? And it can come in different forms. It could be like a literal, or rather, I guess this weird metaphysical battle that was suggested by Healy. But there are other ways, but none of them are easy. And depending on how far gone the person is, right, the more effort is needed to actually fully extract the grasp of the Slaughter Sage out from the person. And I think also with that check, like, Ganondorf has been carrying this bond for so long. I mean, he manifested powers because of how long he's spent with the Slaughter Sage, right? And that was just not a thing that he had before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also like every time he's cast one of those spells that clearly uses Eldritch energy, or every time he succumbs to the Slaughter Sage, right? Like, you get the feeling that he's falling deeper and deeper in.
Hey, Ganondorf.
What's up?
Are you allowed to can you let go of that sword?
No. That's a no. I've tried to, but as soon as I get it out of my hand, basically my body compels me to grab it.
Do you think if we try to get rid of the sword, it'll lessen his hold on you?
I don't know. I really don't have a clear answer to that.
What if you suggest him get rid of the sword? Does that work?
It's worth a shot. I don't know what will happen when it ends.
What's stopping now? We should destroy that weapon right away then.
How long does
I'm good.
suggestion last for?
For a minute, I think.
Isn't it dominate person?
Oh no, dominate person's a minute. I don't know, suggestion.
How long?
I mean, I could do the mass suggestion, but you know, last time I did that, you tried to kill me, so I don't think I want to do that.
Well, there's a difference between doing it willingly and doing it forcibly.
I don't trust you. Wouldn't risk it.
That's fair.
You don't trust any of us.
I think it's mutual.
Wheelie, do you think 1 minute is enough time to destroy the sword? You know about steel.
I mean, that thing's not made of steel. That's why I resisted it.
It's not made out of steel?
No, it's not. It's fucking like devils. Demonic as fuck. And steel isn't like that. Steel is like holy and pure.
Yeah, as a reminder, I do believe that Wheelie checked out the sword the first time it was dropped, and he learned that it was made of just some otherworldly material that he's not personally seen before. But like, I'm gonna just say straight up, like, I think I said the sword was purple. Like, that's not natural.
All right, fair. Fair.
I mean, can't we just stick it in like a bag of holding?
I don't think that's gonna get rid of it.
And then destroy the bag of holding?
I don't have a spare bag of holding. Do you?
I mean... Can I put the sword in my necklace of remembrance? No. But you have one, right?
He has two. I think.
Josie has a question for you. Can I put the sword in my necklace of remembrance and then just destroy the amulet?
I mean, you could try.
Well, we could try. What do you guys think?
Well, we got some ideas. What do you guys want to think? What do you think will work best? Or what do you want to try first?
Let's see what happens if we attack the sword directly. And then we can try what Galadriel suggested. Okay.
I gotta hold on to it, but here we go. And I'll just hold the sword out in front of me for Wheelie.
I stab it.
You stab the sword.
Sure.
You... like, can you describe... Because, like, normally when you hit, like, a weapon against another weapon, like, it kind of depends, you know what I mean? Like, are you skirmish? Like, what do you mean you stab the sword?
I guess it's like, I don't know, like Gimli tries to destroy the ring, sort of thing.
The ring?
Gimli tries to destroy the ring from the ring of power, from the Lord of the Rings. The dwarf
smash
guy.
It with a hammer.
Oh, so you're just trying to cause damage then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are doing trials and errors right now.
Yeah. Here's what we'll do. You Ganondorf sitting down, holding the sword out, right? And Wheelie, you get up and you flick out your dagger. do a little flourish, right? Getting ready to advance on this weapon. Ganondorf, make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I don't like that. Wisdom
You're gonna be
saving
making a whole
throw.
lot more.
Hey, a 20.
Wow. All right. Okay. Wheelie, you approach this sword, and I guess you just like stab it. Go ahead and make a, I guess, dexterity check, because that's what you would use for stabbing.
Dexterity check or dexterity saving throw?
Check, because you're not saving against anything. 21. Yeah, all right. What dagger are you using?
Let's go with the hour hand because it's magical.
Okay. You raise the hour hand out to the side and bring it down against the flat of this blade, right? With a 21, I guess the last thing, yeah, Ganondorf, go ahead and make a strength saving throw as well, to see if you can hold on to this sword. Okay, an 18. Yeah, so you bring this thing into the flat of it, and everybody in the room hears a mixture of like metal smashing against each other with the sounds of like fingernails on chalkboards, and maybe some nondescript wailing, right, as the hour hand makes contact with this sword. And Ganondorf, the shock of this blow knocks the sword out of your hand as it falls and clatters against the wall. And I need you to make another wisdom saving throw.
Can I start running for it?
Okay. I will resolve that in a moment. Okay. And what's your speeds?
25.
40.
Okay. Isarya starts running for it, and Ganondorf, immediately as soon as it falls from your hand, you jump up and shove Wheelie out of your path as you basically bulldoze directly towards the sword, threatening to run Isarya over. And you kind of do like a dodge roll forward over the sword and grab it as you back leans against the wall and you point it at everybody else in the room. And I also want to be clear, it's not just a physical compulsion. Like, in your mind, this sword is yours. No one else can lay hands on it. They don't deserve it. They haven't earned it. It is yours and yours alone.
It's my precious.
Is it a magical sword?
Yes, it is a magical sword.
Not even a good sword.
It's muy magical.
It's stupid. It's not even a good magical sword. It's not even made of steel.
Can I try dispelling it? I don't know if he'll let me do it, but
I also want to say at this point, given your experience with this sword, that's not gonna do it, Chief.
Well, shit.
Does the sword look damaged at all when I stabbed it?
No.
I will admit it's a very strong sword. It's very durable, but it's still nasty.
Wait, so Isarya has a sword?
No, Ganondorf has it, and he's pointing it at everybody else in the room.
Oh. I'm gonna leave.
All right, yeah, Flinty just gets up and walks out the door.
I know what's coming next. Goodbye, everyone.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know if we have time to look at any other option other than you fight the Slaughter Sage on your own, Ganondorf.
well, there's no Galadriel's option.
There is. We can always try that too.
If he can't release the sword, how are we going to get the sword into the necklace? Like, I can't just, like, magically, like, pull it off his arm. It's, like, welded to your hand, isn't it? Well, not welded, but, like, bolted to your hand or something. Oh, you can't release it.
I don't want to.
What if we just tickle you?
Get the fuck away, demon.
I mean...
Get your devilish hands away. No tickles here.
That sounds evil.
It's beyond evil, it's torture.
We should do it.
Does anybody have a tickle spell?
Give
Like
me
an
like
uncontrollable laughter spell.
give me like 30 minutes to attune to my build of giant strengths, and like Odin, do you want to also tickle him at this?
I will. I will assist in the tickle.
Alright, give me 30 minutes.
What the heck is this, dude?
Give me 30 minutes.
Wait, giant.
What other option do we have to get him to release the sword?
Fucking
can't
take
think
it
I
of
from
can
me.
dominate him again.
Anything besides fucking tickling me.
I don't want to
Monsters.
touch it.
You guys are monsters.
Just
I
let
have this
Ganondorf
one.
fight the stupid thing on his own. As I
I
say
mean, we're-
from the other room. With my, like, trigger on the dimension door button.
I don't know what else we can do.
Do you want to try your stuff, Galadriel?
Yeah, I
try to
will, but he
dominate
has
person
to
and
let go of the
make
sword.
him
Though.
put it down.
Does he have to let go of it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because then him and the sword are gonna end up in my necklace. And then we're still back to square one where he's gonna end up fighting it on its own.
I'm gonna cast it while we're talking about it.
Sure. Yeah. Dominate person. Yeah, Ganondorf, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw, I guess? 13. All right. Well, Ganondorf, your mind has been dominated.
Can I I know the last time I saw the Slaughter Sage in there. Can I just kind of poke around his brain really quick?
Oh, I see. Are you using it to just peer in there?
Well, I want him to drop his sword. I'm gonna ask him to put it down on the ground. And let it go.
Here is...
Let it go.
I need to roll a dice. Okay, here's what happens. Galadriel, you cast Dominate Person. Give me some flavor here. Like, give me.
No, guided cast dominated person.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Who's
I
guided?
got the G's messed up. Isarya casted Dominate Person. Give me some flavor here to work with.
Let's see.
Just because, like, you were pretty much nearly ran over by a guy who's twice your size and most certainly more than twice your weight. And you're kind of just like on the hardwood floor now, right? So
can I just get up and be like, do little spirit fingers at him, like as to distract him, and we'll be like, "Here comes the fun, do 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 do. Here comes the fun. Now put it down." And
That's awesome.
Here comes this, and I just dominate person. All right, and you enter this mind space momentarily. Man, I really wish Fredbot was working because I would love to do some mood music right now. And
Is it not working?
This ain't it. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Isarya, your vision goes blank for a moment as you once again reconvene with this being inside Ganondorf's soul. And let's do this for now. Maybe this will work. Just so it's clear how the timeline works. For everybody else outside, what happens next is pretty much seems instantaneous for you, right? Isarya, your vision goes blank, and you find yourself lying down again. And it feels cold. It feels very cold. And you open your eyes as you look towards this sky wherever you are, right? And it's just this... How would I describe it? You look up and there's like this almost thick fog as if you were inside a severe blizzard, right? And you feel the biting winds against your skin. You sit up and realize that you are cold and you awoke in what looks to be like a frozen lake. But as your vision clears a little bit more, you realize that this lake has actually been stained a deep, deep crimson red because the lake is not made of water, it's made of blood.
Could I discern whose blood it is, maybe? Or is it just the blood of Ganondorf's descendants?
It's just blood. You don't know where it came from. You don't see really like you look around and out in the distance you see a lone figure who is seated upon a throne. This figure, which you have seen many, many times before, it is just the Slaughter Sage. And he's sitting upon this pretty magnificent throne chair. I guess just call it a throne. Which itself is also made of frozen blood. And it's raised up on like a mound of bones and bodies. And even though he's far, you can feel him watching you. And from this distance, you hear him speak, and it is deafening and overwhelming. And he says, let me get my water, because I need to, like,
not die tonight.
Yeah, not do that. That would be preferred. Let me just.
face to face with the Slaughter Sage, do not live the second time. But I commend your bravery. What do you hope to accomplish? Seeking audience with me again.
I'm going to stand up really tall. And despite being super, super short and super tiny, I'm not scared of him. And I hope that through my body language and through my facial expressions, it shows. I'm just going to look him dead in the eye. And I'm going to say, you can't have him. And then, I don't know. That's what I'm going to say. You can't have him. And he will beat you.
The Slaughter Sage snorts a chuckle. And you watch as he slowly, agonizingly rises from this throne. You hear the bodies and bones beneath his feet shudder and strain at the weight of his movement. You can hear ice cracking. You actually see as like frozen spikes break away like from his body and the chair, almost as if he was like melded into it. And make a perception check.
Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm trying to pull up Roll20 on my phone.
Yeah, not a rush. If it would help, though, you can totally just roll a d20, and I can add any relevant modifiers. Oh, there you go. 5. And let me roll dice.
Gross. Not very perceptive.
You keep your eyes focused and meet the gaze of this being that has ingrained itself into your friend for so long. And the Slaughter Sage rises to his full height and reaches down his right hand and grabs just a massive sword that has also been frozen into the ground. And as he rips this sword out from the corpses beneath, you blink and he is gone. And for a moment, the only sound that fills this place are the winds of this snowstorm. And then quickly and suddenly, you feel a powerful frozen hand grab your neck from behind. And you are being lifted into the air, and you are struggling to breathe because you are being choked out by what you presume to be the Slaughter Sage. And we quickly zoom out from this mind space. Again, in the room, pretty much what you saw was Isarya cast this spell, and then, like, literally in the next second, her face starts turning blue. What do you do? This also goes without saying, Ganondorf is effectively unconscious in the moment. But you can see that his hands are making like a C shape, right? And his his like muscles are tensed up.
I'm gonna knock out Ganondorf.
You're gonna how?
Okay. Like, I mean,
yeah.
would that like stop his like grasp on her?
So he's not Ganondorf. Ganondorf's body is not
Mentally,
choking
I mean.
Isarya right now, but
No, but I mean mentally.
Yeah. Well, so tell me what you do.
I'm gonna take like my Vorpal sword and with the end of it and just clock him in the head.
Oh yeah, you're gonna like what's that called, Mordhau or whatever? Yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll with advantage since he's not moving, and he's also unconscious.
Okay. Should I make it with the Vorpal sword?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, it does it automatic.
Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah. I mean, the 30. I mean, I don't think you're supposed to have those modifiers, but regardless, a 30 like is gonna. Yeah. You you take the pommel of your Vorpal longsword and you just like bring it square, directly down on his head. And honestly, with a 30, I think actually like a pretty audible crack is heard in the room. And blood immediately starts trickling from his forehead. But his arms instantly go limp. And Isarya, you are thrust out of this mind space. You started blacking out actually. But you feel this hand release you, and you find yourself back staring at this hardwood floor on all fours, just gasping for air.
Are you okay?
Like, what the?
What was that? Was that Slaughter
got me. He doesn't want to let Ganondorf go.
He doesn't have a choice. We need to figure this out.
I feel like at this point, Kazari has been silently observing from a chair, just from one far end of the room. And I feel like he would suggest, perhaps it is not my place to interject, but would more information help us? This, what did I call her? This witch, no? She seems adept in handling these sorts of things. Perhaps we can consult her.
Yeah, if you think it'll help. I'm gonna...
Well, it may just be to gather more information, if anything. It does not appear... This is not my area of expertise, certainly. I wouldn't imagine it is any of yours areas of expertise. And if she is the one who is going to be performing this act, I would assume she would know what is best to do. Is it not?
Yeah, definitely. Let's go ask her.
Alright, Odin, let's carry Ganondorf's body.
Alright, I'm gonna grab onto his feeties.
Grab onto him by his other feet.
He's bleeding pretty profusely.
I'm gonna touch him and cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay, yeah. The little dimple on his forehead pops back up. Kind of like you basically like kneaded out a dent from a car, but instead of a car, it's his skull.
Same difference.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a pretty nasty hit. It was a pretty nasty hit. Ganondorf, you come to, but you do have quite the headache.
I'm still being carried.
Well,
drug.
Seems like it.
Drug. Okay. Whatever. I'll enjoy the ride.
You guys head on over to the castle where Healy has been preparing things, and you go into her designated space. Things have changed since the last time you've been there. Well, for one, the mess that you caused because you almost killed her last time has been cleaned up. But the other thing is, there's all sorts of like interesting powders and incenses. It actually smells pretty overwhelming right now, even though nothing has been lit. Um, and you see that there's like sorts of like these interesting looking trinkets that have been strung up, hanging by strings that are like sort of dangling in the area, like kind of like dream catchers, but some of them have like various kinds of bones or like body parts of animals and what have you. And she's like kneeled on a little mat, just facing a little shrine in prayer. And without skipping a beat, as soon as you enter her room, you hear her voice pipe up. You have, what was her voice? It was different than Kazari's. It was like the freaking trolls from World of Warcraft, right? That's a little too faux Jamaican, though, I think.
That's pretty much what it was.
Oh, no. You know what? I think actually I was going for Bjork. But okay, hold on. You have come seeking information, she says matter-of-factly.
Yes. We are...
I'm gonna be slightly startled by Ganondorf speaking. I'm just gonna drop his legs.
You woke me up. I was awake when you were dragging me. I was enjoying the ride.
You didn't say anything.
I didn't have to walk. It was nice. You gotta take small
Damn.
victories, right?
Gotta warn a brother.
This is Ganondorf's version of being carried over the threshold.
Yeah. Alright, so Healy, we're trying to continue what we started a while ago, and I want to try to free myself of the Slaughter Sage. I know you helped me before in venturing into my mind and trying to understand more about it. We're trying to find out some more information, though, on how we can basically exorcise this Slaughter Sage from me.
Yes, and I have been hard at work myself these past few days. I will be upfront with you, Ganondorf. With your current abilities, you would not stand a chance against the Slaughter Sage in a one-on-one fight. Now, that being said, and she motions around to all the things that she's gathered, I believe what I have prepared will, shall we say, give you a bit of an advantage. We are not trying to fight fair, obviously. What we are dealing with here, there is no place for honor. Perhaps there is a place for glory, but what matters is that you must fight the Slaughter Sage, and you must win. When you are ready, I will place you in a trance, and using these various spices and scents of mine, it will put you in a place where you will be able to not only react to the Slaughter Sage, but also have a chance to respond appropriately, because I believe the last time you attempted this, you were beaten very decidedly. Now, in addition to that, then this will be where your friends come in. The state at which you enter this fight will be the state that you remain in for the entirety. So if any of you know powerful magics that could give him an advantage, or perhaps know where to acquire items that could give him an edge, it would be
Anybody
good to,
have any buffs?
it would be good to prepare that as well. You will be
Blessing and
entering essentially a carbon copy of yourself. Now, the third thing, because I have done many such exorcisms, and people respond very differently. For the rest of us, we must be... I got some bottles of meth. For the rest of us, we must be prepared to face manifestations of the being inside. And for one of this power, I would not be surprised if it also makes an attempt on our lives. Now, this is important. During the ritual, I will not be able to stop my casting. And the Slaughter Sage is a smart being. It will try and come for me. When that happens, you must do all that you can to stop him from getting to me. So while Ganondorf himself will be fighting the fight inside his mind, we very well could be fighting something outside as well.
And what's the best way to fight him outside?
You are experienced adventurers. I'm sure you can figure something out.
Hot scumming.
That is a great idea. I like it.
So out of character, Josie, I wanted to know if I use the Spirit Walker and commune with nature to talk to my totem spirit bear, would I be able to have him help me? Because it doesn't really describe it as like that. It's kind of like it gives you information, but I figured since it's kind of like a part of me and it's part of my spirit, I'm kind of fighting internally, that I could use a bear.
Yeah. Is there a character sheet for that?
From a bear that I've never used before until now? No.
Is it just a bear? Is it just a bear?
It's a totem spirit animal. There's totem spirit. It's a bear.
Although I think it's just there to provide information, right? Like it doesn't.
I think so. I don't think it actually is like something I can call upon to help me fight, but I didn't know if just for this unique situation.
I have a character sheet for the spirit totem bear spirit. You want me to link it?
Sure.
Yeah, if you can find it, because I just typed in bear and I.
There you go.
Oh, that's for your. Yeah, your spirit totem thing for the druid. I think it's different.
Oh, I didn't know if it was the same thing. That's why.
I could give you a bear, but it's like challenge rating 1.
Yeah, it's basically useless. Okay. It'll absorb 1/2 of a hit. Okay, yeah, never mind. Disregard then. So, is this the part where I just get methed out and ready to go?
Well,
You gotta get buffed up first.
That will be up to you and the rest of your party.
Any buffs that they can help him with?
I mean, yes. But this guy also tried to kill me. So
He didn't kill you.
It would.
Slaughter Sage did.
What we are about to engage in will be quite difficult if there is disunity in the group.
yeah, sounds like someone should apologize.
I think you both should I think you both should apologize for what you've done. Here, I'll be the first to say it. I am sorry that I did not do anything to stop you too, and I think there could have been more peaceful and civilized ways of handling this, and I will do my best to defuse the situation instead of having my emotions get the best of me in this hot fucking sun.
That was pretty good.
Alright, I'm gonna do a coin flip to see which one of you needs to apologize first.
I'll apologize.
I call tails.
I'll apologize. What? I apologize, Flinty, for attacking you after you controlled my brain and made me do things I didn't want to do without asking.
To be fair, I did ask. And you guys made the very stupid decision of not starting on the car, which takes longer. Do you understand? Like, things take time. So you start the thing that takes the longest time first, and then you do the next thing while the other thing is happening.
It's the end of the world. People should, like, say what they feel before, like, things go to actual hell. Also, I gave Ganondorf and Odin buffs. It's like, do you not want them to have buffs?
I didn't say they couldn't get married. I just thought we should get the car started first before you guys spent 3 days planning a wedding and not getting the car started.
I mean, Cosmology Steely said, like, we were basically ready. It's the car.
Well, that's after I made you guys talk to Cosmology Steely. You know?
So it's your turn to apologize. He apologized.
Not really. I think that was kind of a half apology.
Okay, so you're not getting buffed. Anyways. I don't have anything to buff you.
Look, Flinty, you give a half apology, and Ganondorf, you should also give the rest of your apology, and Flinty, you should also give the rest of your apology after that. Here.
Fine. I apologize for mind controlling you because you were stupid and illogical.
Alright, now you two gotta apologize and be genuinely, wholesome.
How do I be genuinely wholesome when I'm not?
I'll reach my hand out to shake Flinty's hand.
Yeah, I'm not gonna trust you.
Rude. Okay.
Push Flinty towards Ganondorf.
Hey, that was not very nice. Glare, sorry.
Wait, I need to roll for that.
Wait, roll for what?
I guess an attack roll? I don't know.
Strength check. Strength check to shove her.
I'm gonna do a strength to shove her over.
Alright, well... Wait, do I, like, do a strength check as well?
I guess, yeah. I guess so.
Okay.
Oh,
You get shoved back, Isarya. Yeah, you walk up behind her and you push out your hand and you just fall backwards.
Rainbow Dash is gonna give her a little nudge, like, why you do that? Wow. Trying to push me? Isarya, huh?
Group tension leads to extinction, guys.
Hey, that was uncalled for.
No, it's not. It's the end of the world. Like, I feel, with all due respect, Flinty, if you care so much about saving the world, wouldn't you want to, like, resolve some, just emotional tensions towards Ganondorf in order to, like, focus on, like, your main goal, which is...
Okay, hang on. Why are you blaming me when Isarya pushed me? Like, I apologized.
If I may speak, it is not my place to know who trespassed whom, but if there is any discord when we perform this ritual, the Slaughter Sage will sense that weakness and target it.
I guess since we have to fight too.
What's the sense in us being divided?
Yeah, why'd you push me, huh? Why'd you try to divide
Before
us?
our
Now
battle,
you're being all righteous.
No, listen, Linda.
Linda? Excuse me?
Jesus.
Wow.
What's
Linda?
the point in us fighting and having?
Then why'd you push me,
having
huh?
it out if
Why did you push me?
at the end of the day we save the world? That's a big if.
Yeah, I don't think you care about the
I
end of
mean-
the world. You pushed me.
It's gonna be your end of the world if you don't shut up.
Well, it's your end of the world too, so. Sounds like Sorry should apologize for trying to knock me down.
You
I was
both are.
trying to push you into Ganondorf
Why?
to have you reconcile.
Has Ganondorf been standing with his hand out this entire time? Like, is he just standing there?
It's just
Listen,
Okay, fine. I will cast my mage hand and I will shake Ganondorf's hand
alright, fair enough.
with the mage hand.
It's an extension
There.
of your hand.
This is safer, alright? Who knows what he's gonna try?
Ganondorf
You gotta
was
understand,
just,
this guy tried to kill me.
he
So,
was just sitting there saying,
excuse
Yeah,
me
and
if
you,
I try
and you
don't
tried
want
to
shake his
kill
hand.
us, but we forgave you.
Well, it's your fault for still trusting him. You know, he could still just turn around and kill you. You know, I'm doing this safely, okay? As I wave my mage hand, like, and shake his hand violently with my mage hand.
so you're saying that if anyone trusts anyone else, it's their fault?
Yep, I've been played. It's my fault. Should never trust fuckers like that stupid purple horde dude who was possessed that one time. Yeah. Trust is no good. Trust nobody.
To be fair, he wasn't possessed. He was like taken into another dimension. That guy was just impersonating him. Ganondorf's
Yeah, but I
the tiefling was imprisoned.
But I still trusted him like an idiot, you know? It was my fault. So, anyway.
It's not your
Fine.
fault.
Is
It's not your fault. You don't need to like.
Or like a large enemy, I guess.
What? You
I was
talking about my
asking
buffs?
Josie, if the Slaughter Sage was considered a large enemy.
Yes.
How many times can you inspire somebody?
So with the like basically rules that have been set by Healy, whatever state he goes in, he will remain in that state for the entire fight.
So how many times can someone be inspired? Do they stack?
I guess what I'm saying here is, well, no, inspiration doesn't stack, but
Okay.
if he goes in an inspired state, he will remain inspired for the duration of the fight,
Alright.
if that makes sense.
Alright, so are we gonna do this soon? Because I can start stacking buffs.
One more thing. So D, if you really apologize, do you really trust Ganondorf?
No, but I don't think that's required for me to help. Right? I don't think I can really trust anybody.
Why?
I think I learned that much.
Why? Is it because you said it's your fault? So like, what are you gonna
Yeah,
do
it's my
about
fault
it?
for trusting people. So I don't trust anybody.
Why do you think it's your fault?
Because I made a mistake and just trusted people.
Why do you think it's a mistake?
Because I almost died multiple times for trusting people I shouldn't have. Why, you think it's their fault?
Yeah. Flinty, I think the point is that, like, even if you do, like, good things perfectly, the reality is that bad things are just gonna happen regardless. And you need to accept the fact that it's not gonna be your fault all the time that, like, bad things happen. Life can be unfair as fuck.
Maybe you're right, Wheelie. I remember why I like you. Good fella. When this is all over, listen, you come back to my place. We got tons of steel.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're rock gnomes. We mine stuff and live in the mountains, in the hills, where there are lots of steel. Anyway.
Then I would trust you on that word then.
All right. Well, if I die, then I'll have to break that. So we'll see. Or if you die, so we can't have that happening, you know. Alrighty.
Well,
We're gonna
hold
get
on.
this.
Remember, I did say that you don't trust Ganondorf, right? But I think like to help him live through this, I'm gonna give my ring of friendship, whatever that, and just say to Ganondorf, I trust you to borrow this.
The related rings?
Yeah,
okay.
To Ganondorf. If you fist bump Flinty, you get more Buffy, so to say.
Yeah, I can do that. It's not as intimate as a handshake, so I'm good with that.
I will hold on to it and then return it to you afterwards. Or you can take it off my dead body. Either way. What is it? It's a ring of what?
It's a related rings. Here, let me link it. Oh. A rad symbol of a ram. Let's go. Rad ram.
How long have we been in Brazili?
I think at this point, like, I mean, 4 or 5 days roughly.
Hasn't it just been a day since the wedding? Oh yeah, and then.
Well, in terms of like everything up until then,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, Flinty. I reach my hand out in a fist.
Wait, we gotta do this in order because that only lasts 10 minutes.
Oh, are we waiting? Okay.
Okay, we gotta get everything done, right? So first order of business, we are hut scumming down over here. So everyone gather around.
Let me put you all on this map real quick, just so you can sort of like get the layout of the land. Also, for some reason, I don't know why.
I'm going back to Healy's hut.
Tokens are doing this. Wait, no, that's not what it is. Other resource.
While we're walking to Healy's hut or wherever we're going, can I just reach around my neck and I'm gonna reach around my neck and unclasp my little dragon of my little vial of dragon blood. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be like, hey Ganondorf, I'm just gonna nudge him as we walk. I'm gonna run up to him as fast as I can because obviously he's a lot taller and it takes me 10,000 steps to get to just one of his. And I'll be like, here you go. And I'm gonna drop it into the palm of his hand. And I'm gonna say, I don't know if it's magical still or not, but sometimes if I really think about it, I can just feel like it's warmth. And I don't know, maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't, but at least there's a piece of us that you can carry with you when you're doing your battle-y, mindy stuff.
Thanks, Isarya. I appreciate it. It means a lot. And I'm gonna put the it's a necklace, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and I'll put the necklace on.
Yeah. Just so it's basically it's a vial of dragon blood that she took from Ch5-Ep12. Yeah.
So if he's wearing something that gives him buffs, does it still buff him in his mind?
That is what the conditions have been set to be as. Yes, correct.
So I'm going to give him my Ring of Giant Slayer.
Okay.
While this is going on, can I start casting my hut as a ritual?
Yeah, let me get you guys in there. You guys get situated inside. This is the area.
Is this where we're fighting? Might make a little mess out of her hut. I mean, should we go outside?
I need my equipment to perform my duties. There will be collateral damage, but what can you do?
All right, hope you have a good handyman. Handy Steely, maybe.
We have plenty of such people in our clan.
Okay, cool. I will start casting my hut as a ritual. It's gonna have I guess not bedrooms, but just I don't know, fortified looking a fortified looking position. I don't know what that looks like. Maybe castle, like ramparts type of thing.
Yeah.
And then in the
Sure.
middle, there's gonna be a sauna and a hot tub.
Okay, that seems a little bit excessive given the, but sure.
All right, I think that takes like 10 minutes. So.
I'm gonna approach Ganondorf, and I'm going to give him one of my necklaces of fireballs.
Okay. I really hope you're writing all this down, because
yes,
I
am
am
writing everything down.
Okay, great.
Ganondorf, here, you should take this. It's done well for me. I'm gonna hand him my defender.
Defender. And that gives me a +3 to attack or a +3 to my AC.
Yes, you announce before you make the attack.
Okay, defender.
Which does mean you have to attack with it if you want to get the AC bonus, but I think you could technically hold it.
It's a +1 weapon, right?
It's +3.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is.
It's like +3 to like a 0, depending on like the mode, right?
Yeah. The +3 is like it was the thing that actually changes if it goes to AC or attack.
And it's a what, 1d8?
I believe so. Yeah, it's a dagger. Maybe
1d8. Yeah.
It's a 1d8. Okay, 1d8.
It's just my hut, the green circle, I guess. I don't know. Is that a good place? I don't know if it fits around everything that's happening in this map.
Well, if Ganondorf was going to be inside the hut, that seems
Well, he can just leave the hut.
Well, he's gonna be like just chilling, right? Because he's gonna be
catatonic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess we keep Ganondorf with us, right? Because we don't want. I mean, what happens to Ganondorf if he dies in this world? He dies in the other world.
It would be more problematic if the manifestations we need to fight will come out of him, because then it will be inside the hut, and that does not seem
so
very
maybe
good.
he can leave the hut. Is that better? I don't know.
And I guess Steely would be next to the hut. Well, inside the hut.
Okay, yeah, Healy can be inside the hut, maybe?
I need access to... There will be... How should I say this? There will be incenses and things burning. And so this entire room has been laden with just stuff, right? And she motions around and she says, I require full access to all of this.
But you can enter and exit the hut at any time.
Yeah, you just have to be inside the hut when I'm casting it, and then you can.
I will not have the freedom to move once I have begun.
Okay. So would you like to be inside the hut or outside the hut?
The problem is, if I am inside, I will not have access to the aromas and the spirits that roam this place that I will call upon.
Okay, so you'll be outside the hut.
Yes. You may be inside, as long as you ensure that I am undisturbed.
That's fine. So I guess Healy will stay there.
Yeah, Healy needs to stay outside to remain connected to her, like, font of magics and all of her spiritual stuff.
Okay.
While this is happening, I'm going to cast a Shield of Face first on Ganondorf, which gives him a +2 AC bonus, which is also concentration.
Yep.
The second is that I will also cast Sanctuary on Healy Sealy, so that it's like the creature must choose a new target or lose the attacker spell.
Yep, sounds good. I just want to be clear. If you cast a concentration spell on Ganondorf, you don't have to be concentrating when he goes in.
Oh, so it's just like if I lose concentration, she would still get the +2 AC.
Yes, it's kind of like if you are screenshotting his stats in the moment he enters, those are the things he goes in with.
Okay.
All right. So for my buffs, I will give him the temporary hit points. I guess I'll give everyone the temporary hit points. Whoops, not this one, sorry. The other one, Mantle of Inspiration. So that's 5 people. So Ganondorf, obviously. And oh look, I have the lowest health again. So me, Wheelie, Isarya, and Galadriel. 11 temporary hit points.
So Josie, you did say that wherever I'm at when I enter is what I'm going to have when I'm in there. So if I declare with a defender that I want it to be a bonus to my AC before I go in there.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, then that's what I'm doing now.
Do you have 31 AC?
Yes, I have 31 AC right now.
Oh, there's gonna be more because I need a fist bump him still.
Well, no, that's assuming the fist bump's gonna happen.
Oh, okay. Well, anyone else have? Oh, I'll also inspire Ganondorf.
That is Bardic Inspiration.
Inspiration.
So
that's a lot of AC.
Typically, Bardic Inspiration only lasts one time. Being that it's in like a temporal plane, is that gonna
with
have
the rules that I have clarified, you are going to be inspired the entire. Like it's literally screenshotting your character sheet.
Toggle that
right
on. Got it.
Oh
yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Anyone got bless? Or
I mean, he's gonna need all the help he can get.
Okay. Well, I got more
stuff.
stuff.
Drink a potion of speed and a potion of levitate.
Oh, I'm gonna get methed out right before we go in there.
Methed out.
Okay. Well, I also have enlarge, so I can enlarge him.
If you enlarge me, then the Ring of Giant Slayer will no longer take effect, because I'll be the same size.
Right.
Oh, well,
So
my
I'll
enlarge
lose-
only lasts 1 minute, so I don't know if like. You
Yeah,
want
it'll basically be permanent though the entire time I'm in there.
Okay, so you don't want enlarge.
Can you link it?
Yeah, that one's more powerful.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, this you get. Yeah, you can read through that and decide.
Extra 1d4 damage and advantage on strength and strength saving throws. So that'd put me as its equal, but Galadriel gave me her Ring of Giant Slayer, which gives me a flat +1 to damage attacks and a flat +1 to AC.
I have one more thing to add.
But how does the Ring of Giant Slayer, not work if you have a large creatures?
Because I'll be the same
because
size.
Because it'll be the same size.
We'll both be large-sized creatures instead of as it is now. I'm a medium-sized creature and he's a large-sized creature.
Does Ring of Giant Slayer work better if you're the smaller you are from the opponent?
No.
Yeah. Wait. Can you?
I would say I could shrink him.
Can you link the description for the Ring of Giant Slayer?
It is.
Oh, what's going on with my mouse? Okay, I'm fine. We're fine.
I got it right here.
Yeah, you gotta copy paste it.
Because not the metagame, I'm looking it up and it just says that you deal more damage to large creatures, but I don't see it being nullified if you become a large creature.
Yeah, it does. It just says you get +1 AC and +1 to damage rolls against any enemy in the large or bigger size category.
So I don't think the
if you're
rings.
the same size as him, it's not gonna matter.
But if you are technically, he's still technically. The slaughter stage is still technically large. You're just the same size as him.
Yeah, it doesn't say you have to be smaller.
Rules lawyer.
I mean, I'm just. Yeah, what's it like to DM?
I mean, as written, it says that if they're larger or bigger. I just trusted you guys when you said that you have to be smaller. I don't actually know the depth. I didn't memorize the effects of the ring.
Yeah, it doesn't say you have to be smaller.
Oh, it also requires attunement, which I cannot do.
Okay, so then you want to be big.
Yes,
yeah?
I do want to be big. I'll have to give this ring back to Galadriel.
I have 2 more things.
That's
I'm gonna give Ganondorf my Stone of Good Luck. which does not require attunement, and it gives him a +1 to ability checks and saving throws, just in case he needs it. And then I'm also gonna stuff a haunted doll into his hand.
Excuse me.
And
I
it
forgot
looks
you had
strangely like
that.
the Slaughter Sage. I bought 2. I gave one to the little kid, and then the other one I had on me. But if you fail your 3rd death save, the doll automatically takes it, and you have one more try.
Oh.
So, haunted doll it is.
Neat. Thank you.
And it has a big nose. To make one of the Slaughter Sage.
Alright.
I want to see Ganondorf's character sheet right now and just how zerked out it is.
Oh, there's a lot of shit I've been adding in all the little modifier boxes. You can take a look real quick. It's pretty literal.
That global AC.
Dude,
Wait,
look at all
1,
those
2, 3, 4,
toggles.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, +12 to AC, dude.
Yeah. That's nice.
That's disgusting. Oh my gosh.
This game
He
is
said he needed all the
balanced.
help he can get.
Yeah, no, he does. I mean, like, he's, for lack of a in-lore way to present it, like, you're basically going against a level 20 thing, so. Like it is an Eldritch God, so.
Hey, Josie.
Yes.
So Odin has that tankard of potent drink where you put drinks into it and makes drinks better, gooder.
Yes.
Can I mix up a potion of speed and a potion of flying inside of that fucker and drink it?
Yes. You didn't need to, because now it's just boozy, but yeah.
Okay. Still feels good. Still tastes
Yeah,
good.
sure. It's
okay.
Yeah, it tastes I mean, does it taste good? I feel like potions don't really taste that good, like knowing what goes into them.
Dude, have you not had Kool-Aid before?
I don't think potions taste like Kool-Aid because you're grinding up like bugs and like random
Don't
herbs and
ruin
junk in there.
my vision of potions, okay?
Green.
I mean, like, you've got like maybe like newt tails and like frog eyeballs or something. I don't think that would taste good.
I mean, do you see the ingredients list on Kool-Aid?
It's not really.
I feel like
I'm gonna give him my lucky egg as well.
I don't even remember where you got that from, but I remember that it
When we
exists.
first went shopping.
All these fucking random items coming out of the woodwork.
I forgot I had it. I just was looking through my inventory and I was like, oh, what is that?
Oh my god. It's so fun.
Twice a day as an interrupt action. I don't even know. I guess interrupt is like a separate thing, like a reaction. Okay, you just have a separate action, I guess.
Cool.
Sure.
My
Totally.
action economy. I'm not gonna remember any of this shit. Alrighty. Can I cast Armor of Agathis on myself?
Yes. Now that's a gosh darn base spell right there.
It is.
Got no foolery.
I think it. Would I be able to retcon it that I casted it before Flinty gave me her temporary hit points?
I see what you're
override
saying. Well,
each
so it's the highest one wins. You don't like if you cast a
Oh.
lower one, it doesn't replace it. If that makes sense. That's how I understand the rules at
Okay.
least. So it wouldn't. Yeah, it
Then,
wouldn't.
Yes, Armor of Agathis on me, so anything within melee range takes 5 cold damage.
Yeah, that's interesting considering the Slaughter Sage is literally made of ice. But sure.
It's for fun. I don't know.
That's
all I got. I got nothing else. I don't know. What else.
Yeah. Ganondorf gets a little like frosty coating, like if you have like a really cold beverage.
Heals the boss.
Alrighty. Yeah, so then I'm gonna get hasted, and then I'm gonna be able to fly all natural, and then I
want to fist bump him.
Fist bump.
And enlarge only lasts 1 minute, so it'll be the last thing I do before we.
I think we're ready. Let's do it.
Does that mean he's like enlarged in this existence? So
Yeah, he would be. So he's just
a giant like comatose Ganondorf.
I'm a big boy.
Just a little more cramped in here than I expect, but it should not be an issue. I would be careful of breathing in too much because that could cause some severe neurological damage. So just take. Well, it hasn't started yet, but just take short, shallow breaths.
Small hits.
Oh.
Is everybody ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I guess ready as we'll ever be.
Do you have any more of those mind spikes, Isarya, just in case you need to go in there and, I don't know, give him a healing potion or something?
I think you guys can just do that on the outside.
Can we? I don't know. Maybe.
Oh.
Maybe we can
I
make
have
Steely.
Suggestion: you guys should all start outside the hut, and I will be inside because I can't leave. In case whatever we're fighting spawns inside the hut, then it's kind of.
How about I do half in, half out?
I'll stand outside. I'm not worried.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stand outside as well.
Okay.
Fine.
Odin, do you need a weapon? Did I take your only weapon?
Nah. Nope.
Oh yeah, you got the raging flaming fucking.
Plus, as soon as you pass out, I'm
ding-donger.
gonna steal it. I'm gonna steal my defender back.
Fucking perfect. All right, nailed it. All right. I'm ready to go.
All right. Yeah, give me a second.
Oh wait, can I? As they're doing that song ritual, I want to play my counter charm. I don't know what that'll do.
Yeah. What is that? Yeah. Definitely. Okay. Yeah, screw it.
Yeah.
Let's just like freaking go for it. Counter charm. You gain the ability as an action. You can start. They have advantage against frightened or charmed. Yeah, totally. Okay. Okay. I hope everybody kept track of like stuff. I mean, if you cast a buff on Ganondorf and that's it, you don't have to worry about that. I trust that Eternal has that written down somewhere.
Yeah.
But like, there's a lot going on here. Okay. A quick time check. Guided. You have to go in like half an hour, correct?
I don't want to leave now.
Oh no.
I want to see this.
I mean,
If I have to dip out midway, then I will. But I'm okay.
Okay, sounds good. I definitely want you to be present because what's gonna come is interesting. I think what I have in mind.
I'm scared.
You should be. I would imagine, like, just given everything that's been going on. Okay, so here's what happened.
Out of character though, I'm really worried for fucking Eternal's character. I'm like, fuck, what if he dies?
At least he'll die big.
True. Literally.
Well, actually, maybe something
big brain.
Or after a minute, he'll be small again. Or will he? Because it's a screenshot. I don't know how this works.
No.
I guess his body would be small, but like inside his mind, he would be big.
Okay.
Big brain.
Alrighty then. Let's get this. I guess Healy just sort of says, "Let's get this started, shall we?"
Let's do it.
Hakuna Matata.
And
I wish I had mood music.
Yeah, I wish Fredboat would work here, huh?
Yeah. I looked at their Discord. It said they were working on it.
Okay, I'll just continue
we're
with my.
aware of the bot being unresponsive. Yeah, we are investigating the issue.
Well, what is it that you want to? What music do you want to play? Also, I can put it on my YouTube and I'll listen.
I really quickly downloaded music for the actual interaction itself, but for this, like, I don't know what like sort of weird spiritualism music-esque thing to put here, but just like imagine like. I would imagine like sort of like tribal drums beating and stuff like that and getting more intense. I just don't know what exactly that would sound like, if that makes any sense.
Not the Fire Emblem music you had for this Odyssey?
The that would be for the actual like interaction itself. But I meant like while she's channeling her thing. But anyways, Wheelie goes around and begins lighting the various incenses. And she grabs her staff that you've seen her use, I think just really only once before. And she puts her finger to her lips in the universal sign for to be quiet. And she turns to you, Ganondorf, and she asks for you to kneel. And to basically just relax. And when things are still, she takes her heavy oaken staff and bangs it onto the ground, which sends the like spices and aromatics on these plates flying into the air where they remain suspended. And you can see little wisps of magic coming off from her. And she raises her staff and begins very slowly twirling it above her head, right? Sort of like you're making like a tornado motion. And you watch as the spices and the smoke start mingling, and the room begins being filled with like this deep, deep orange haze. And once the room has been filled, you watch as she outstretches her arms to her sides. Her staff remains suspended in the air, still twirling, and you watch as her eyes roll into the back of her head, still topping the air just a little bit. um, and Ganondorf, you inhale these fumes, and pretty much almost instantaneously, you feel yourself blacking out. And everybody else, you just watch as Ganondorf sort of nods off and slouches over as Healy, who's now like almost floating in midair with this staff, begins chanting in some language that you do not understand. Um, and we'll briefly cut to what Ganondorf sees. Ganondorf, you have your eyes closed and you are still kneeling, but the ground beneath you feels cold and hard. You feel harsh, cold winds and like the light palleting of a flurry of snow beating your skin. And you raise your head and find yourself back in the realm of the Slaughter Sage, where you have been many, many times before. You are in that same lake that I described to Isarya, and I should have shown this earlier. But you look up and see the very same throne upon which the Slaughter Sage sits. And isn't this cool? This AI generated image.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, right? It's completely made of just this frozen blood, piled upon corpses and corpses, and the sage rises to his full height. And he smirks and he speaks.
I find myself disappointed. I thought we had an agreement.
We did, but I think that you and I both want different things, and I think it's time that it's time for you to get out of my body. It's time for me to have my body back.
You remember the last time we exchanged blows?
I think things are going to be a little bit different this time. You're going to have a little bit more of a challenge.
We shall see.
He rises from his frozen throne, and you watch as it sort of melds with the ice beneath him. The scenery around you changes, and this flat lake grows ginormous walls as the ice crackles outwards, forming essentially a closed-in arena. And you watch as like all of the different bodies that were littering the area sort of sink below the surface as you are entirely surrounded by just meter tall pillars of frozen blood. The Slaughter Sage reaches out and manifests his frozen sword as he pulls it out from the ground beneath, and he whips out his left hand, creating that lightning whip. And you see him go in for his first movement, and surprising yourself, you actually, like, he seems sluggish, but then you realize he's not slow. You're just operating at a speed that which you have never precedented. Whatever Healy did and whatever your friends gave you has given you the ability to not only follow the Slaughter Sage's movements, but to also respond. And you feel your body surging with power as he dives in behind you and goes in for a strike, and you twirl around really quickly and parry it away. And he jumps back before quickly returning to center, and you hear him laugh.
Interesting. Perhaps I will have a little fun after all.
Let's roll for initiative. This is going to be a little different because there may be moments where those of you on the outside don't really have anything to do, but rest assured you will have your share of the action. But I am just going to select all the people here.
Don't select. Are you selecting the top token or the bottom one?
I'm selecting the bottom because when it jumps down, it'll be confusing.
Okay.
And then I'm selecting everybody else who's here. And then I click this button. Oops. Click this button first, then this button. My API's broke. Okay, let's roll manually.
Oh no.
Everyone?
Yes. Well, don't forget to select your token.
Hit deselected.
Yo.
Oh, you move first, dude.
Yeah, how does he crit fail? I feel like he should have advantage too. That's BS.
On initiative? Well, dude, you're buffed out the wazoo here.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, and then we do descending. Okay, so I'm not gonna bother going through initiative because you guys don't have anything to do outside right now.
I don't know. I'll just prepare to sneak and just hide in a corner. That's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my bow out and ready to react to anything that's coming.
Okay, sounds good.
I want to use my beautiful thing where people have to roll charisma.
The charisma save.
Yeah.
Yeah, the anti-taunt. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. When the fight starts, you guys feel a blast of cold air emanate out from Ganondorf as the temperature in the room drops multiple degrees. And you actually watch as he begins to frost over almost. And so stuff has begun, and actually the air in the room has gotten thicker, and all of you can very tangibly feel the presence of something else. All right, we turn to Ganondorf. Ganondorf, you move first, and I think this is very much a fight where Rule of Cool is going to take priority over anything because the power levels are all sorts of whack right now. But also, if you just want to do an up and down attack, you are free to do that. But it is your turn first.
All right, and then is this little circle down here accurate of our distance, or is he across the lake still, or
for the most part? No, it's let's make it bigger. Let me make the map bigger real quick here. Let's expand it because it is kind of cramped down there, isn't it? Let's do this big.
Oh boy.
And then I will expand the circle. But you can move at 60 feet, right? So.
Yeah, well, I can move 120 feet right now.
Yeah, so you can move fast.
Okay. So you want to restart?
Yeah, I got you.
All
right, close enough. All right. Okay. It's your move first. What do you do?
All right, realizing what's trying to go on with it, he was trying to get the jump on me, and I could detect that his movements were happening. I am going to reactively just start approaching him, but start at a walk and slowly start running towards him with my Vorpal Greatsword. When I get to about halfway, I'd like to.
Also, just want to say, this goes without saying, you are not forced to use the Sword of Sharpness here.
Oh yeah, I got that. I am going to. Yeah, when I get to about halfway, I'd like to cast Hexblade's Curse on him.
Okay.
the actual Hexblade's curse. So
yeah,
crit on
definitely.
19,
You watch as
20.
that like hexagram rune appears beneath his feet.
Yeah, and then as soon as I get into range of him, I'm going to just let loose with a reckless attack and hit him with the Vorpal Greatsword.
All right.
Would I have? I didn't specify, so never mind. I didn't say I was raging before I went into this thing, so I guess
We can retcon it. I
Okay.
mean, but
I mean, that would make
would
sense.
you like
but,
to? Would you ever like to remain permanently raged?
Yeah, I would like to, but I didn't. It's up to you. It doesn't matter.
Let's be real. I think Ganondorf would have raged.
I think also
Right.
just like gameplay wise, it doesn't really matter because you're probably going to be attacking every single turn anyways.
Okay.
Right?
Then yeah, I would definitely be raging then. And then
Yeah.
Hexblade's Curse for my bonus, and then attacking him for my first turn, recklessly attacking him twice with Vorpal.
Okay.
Boop.
That's a crit.
Boop.
Oh my, yo, let's go. Starting off strong. Roll that extra dice, dude.
What? How many? I don't even remember how many it is. 68. 68. 3.
Okay. What's the damage here? Okay, well, I'm gonna start. Those hit. Yeah, those hit. Shoot, man. That's. I'm gonna just do it one by one. Minus 23, and then minus 21. Minus 21, minus 19, minus 28. Cheesers, dude, you just did like 112 damage.
Yay.
Yeah, you run up, and actually he begins approaching you as well, and both of you scream. He more flies, and both of you just scream battle cries as you clash blades. And in a furious exchange, he actually at the beginning has the offensive, but you manage to get a parry that throws him off balance, forcing him on the defensive. And you are just a little faster than he is as you land some solid blows on his body. And he seems like just, I don't know if happy is the right word, but he's like living the battle because this is his entire purpose, right? That's your first turn, right?
Yeah, for my next turn.
Okay. I'm gonna take a legendary action because that's the thing I can do.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, because that's the thing I can do. And so he's going to respond in kind and also deal back a flurry of blows in response. A 1, a 2, a 3. The first and last hit, the second does not. But yeah, he responds immediately with his greatsword, bringing it down hard into your side, dealing, what is that, 34 half down to 17 damage. You manage to parry away the return blow, but then he cracks his whip, flying backwards a bit, and as you're lashed on, you feel your body being twirled around and slammed into the walls of this arena as you take 15 slashing and lightning damage. So did he roll a 19 on any of these? No, he did not roll a 19 on any of these.
On the
Okay.
40.
All right, that's his turn, and it's now your turn. You're sort of back at the edge of the arena because he just ran you against the side, sort of like, you know, all anime style.
Yeah. And then I am going to cast Hex on him. And
Okay.
give him disadvantage on strength.
Sounds good.
And then I'm going to fly back towards him with my halberd out this time and switch weapons and attack him recklessly with the halberd.
Okay. Yes, all of those are going to hit.
Do you roll extra damage for the being big?
Yeah, I have added.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got the little +4 I see. Dang, dude, look at these buffs. This is the power trip that we needed, dude. 23, 18, 26, 23. Okay, yeah. You push yourself off against the sides of this arena, leaving like essentially a crater in the walls as you zoom back towards him, almost torpedoing yourself with his halberd, right? And yeah, just like pretty much pierce straight through him as you actually bear a hole through his midsection and appear from the other side. And he staggers for a moment, and you watch as he actually clenches the air, calling ice from the surrounding area to fill in this mortal wound which you have created. And go ahead with your second attack. Or second... Oh, that was it. That was your second turn.
Yep, that was it.
Right. I forgot I split it because legendary actions.
Interrupted me. Rude.
I did. I'm going to use my secondary legendary action, and he's going to, again, respond in kind here with another flurry of blows. That's a 1. That's a 2. Ooh, that's a crit 2 and 3. Yeah, as soon as he reforms, he spins around, twirling vertically with his greatsword, dragging it across the ground and just slamming it into you before repeating again for a second time. The first attack does 30, half down to 15. The second attack does 34, half down to 17, plus 22, half down to 11. And his third attack does a combined total of 37, half down to 18. When he does his last attack, Ganondorf, he has his whip curled around your arm, and there's actually like a slight power struggle. Why don't you go ahead and make a strength check, and I will make a strength check with disadvantage.
It's flat strength?
Yeah, and you got advantage because you're raging. All right, he rolled an 11. Oh, wait, no, he rolled a 14, you rolled a 24. He has his whip curled around your dominant arm, and you feel him pulling at you. But you actually momentarily drop your halberd as you take both hands and wrench backwards, and there is a horrific cracking noise as the whip goes slack, and his arm actually goes flying into the edge of the arena as the whip dematerializes. You have essentially ripped his arm clean off, and he roars out in anger. He stomps the ground, and you watch as he's encased in a giant pillar of ice. And in 4 directions around him, you watch as bloodied bodies and bones rearrange themselves into what essentially look like these small founts of blood. So he's encased himself in a pillar of ice. There's 4 blood founts, and you watch as streams essentially like pour out from these founts and start flying towards him. So there's just like these little streams of blood that are connecting the founts to the center. And that's the end of his turn. We go back to you.
In the real world, do we see Ganondorf reacting in any way?
Yeah, I mean, he's jerking a bit. Oh, that sounds wrong.
Man.
He's...
Yeah, I guess it would excite him.
You definitely see signs of muscle movement. I mean, he's still like kneeling, right? But like there's movement. And it's kind of like if you have like a squirrel in the bag, except Ganondorf's the bag and the squirrel is the fight going on inside. And so you kind of see like twitches here and there. But when this happens, you actually watch as essentially like you have like a blood mist coming out of his pores.
I would like to try to pour a healing potion on him.
Yeah, okay. You go on out and you just like pour it on him, or do you like pour it in his mouth? Or...
I mean,
okay, sure. Yeah, I mean, whatever.
It looks like, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll healing. Okay, Ganondorf, you are healed for 47. And you actually feel like somebody poured a potion on you, which is kind of weird.
I will also do the same thing, I suppose.
Okay, yeah, you. You're like baptizing him with potions of healing. This is fun. I love it. I love it. I guess for this, it makes sense for initiative to be a thing, huh? Okay, yep.
And then I just feel suddenly restored.
Yes, basically. I mean, you feel like the liquid trickling down your body, which is weird because that's not what's like happening in your.
On me and I'm getting. All right. That checks out.
Oh shit.
And then, so is it back to my turn? Are we going through initiative order, or how are we doing this?
Well, does anybody else want to do anything?
I will consider peeing on him, but I won't do it.
I will give him a Supreme Healing Hope potion and dump it in his mouth.
Okay, you don't have to roll because that's definitely going to top him off.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, if nothing else, then yeah, Ganondorf, it's back to you.
Okay, so I see these blood fountains come out and start going towards the Slaughter Sage.
Yes.
Would I have any knowledge of what these do?
Make an intelligence check, I guess. But also use your gamer sense.
Well, okay, so I don't want to like metagame this and like know what's going on.
Well, I mean, intelligence, yeah, it's fair. I mean, yeah, let's see what you're. Okay, with a 20, they are healing him.
Okay. And they're just blood. All right. I am. Well, shit. I'm gonna Misty Step behind him.
Okay.
I'm just kind of. And then I want to attempt to just like stab him in the back. I know I don't really have like a roguey thing for that, but
sure, yeah. So just to reiterate, you don't see his body because it's encased in like this giant pillar of ice, right?
Yeah, but I saw where he was facing though, right? So if he froze in the same spot.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm just gonna say that you actually go to do this, and with your halberd, right? You try to ram it through. This ice is like not going to break. It's just not, and you know as soon as you make the hit, like it connected, but like it didn't even dig in when the blade hit the ice pillar.
So after hitting it and realizing that, do I realize if it's actually like ice or is it just like a magical thing? Would I know that from interacting with it?
Well, you say to yourself, there's only two possibilities. One is that it's really, really good ice that doesn't get cracked by ginormous halberds and you buffed at the wazoo, or it's the Slaughter Sage doing some weird god magic stuff. One of those is more probable than the other, you think to yourself.
It's probably just really good ice.
It's probably the best ice. That's what this guy does. He sells ice. Only the best ice.
Ice and ice accessories.
You will deliver some just ice.
So God, I want to, but I don't want to. So how does the charges with the gauntlet work in here?
Yes.
Are they the same? Do I still have 5, or is it like?
You do currently have max charges, yes.
Bro, he said it was a snapshot. Fucking start machine gunning. So you were
gunning.
blasting.
So I started blasting. I would like to attempt to cast Immolation on the ice / Slaughter Sage.
On the Slaughter Sage? Yeah. go ahead and cast Immolation. Just to be clear, like, you know this counts as an action, right? It's not like an attack. Okay. Immolation. What is the spell? So the first thing that happens is that your gauntlet, you don't feel yourself losing any power in the gauntlet. You notice that instantaneously. The gem that's like inlaid in it doesn't lose any brightness. That's the good news. The bad news is, as you thrust your hand over this pillar and engulf it in flames, you actually watch as your flames are extinguished.
Well, then I guess with that, I will move towards this southern blood pool. And all I have is a bonus action.
I mean, you only made one attack.
Well, I stabbed it with the halberd, which is an action, and I casted a spell, which is also an action.
Yeah, but normally when you make a weapon attack, you can make more of those.
Oh, yeah, I guess
Right.
that's true, yeah. Fuck, I don't know what to do with stab a blood pool.
It's not a pool, it's like a fount.
Oh, it's a fountain?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fucking slash. I want to hit it. I want to break it.
Yeah, make an attack roll. That's a hit. You raise your Vocal Greatsword and smash it down the center of this. And as it cleaves through, the blood melts back in, but you also hear like screams of the dead. And you actually see some sort of spiritual energy shoot up directly like out of this arena. On the outside, you guys hear something manifest, and you actually watch as like a line trails out from Ganondorf and slams into the ground, forming like this small little spike of ice. And something comes out of it and roars at you.
I roar back.
And let me roll initiative.
Something comes out of it, like what? Oh, that thing comes out of it. Oh, okay.
Basically, it looks kind of like the Slaughter Sage. It's just like a little smaller and a little differently proportioned. But just as violent.
Like we got our work cut out for us.
And so now this is where we actually follow initiative proper. So Ganondorf, anything else you want to do?
Is the fountain like still flowing towards the sage from the spot or no?
Oh, sorry. No, it's this one's gone. I gotta delete it.
Okay, no, that's it for me then.
Okay. Flinty, you're up next. From the south side of your hut, you feel something cold as one of those supposed manifestations of the Slaughter Sage has appeared in reality.
What about us that have had like reactions prepared?
You may certainly use those reactions now.
Well, I can't leave my hut. I can't fire anything. What? Nothing? Okay. Well, I can't leave my hut, and I can't fire anything through it, because if I leave the hut, it disappears. So, I'm gonna be like, hey, hey, you. And I'm gonna see if it can hear me or not. Like, does it react to my...
Make I don't know, make like an intimidation taunting check. Just make a charisma check with proficiency.
Okay.
It won't be an action. It's just like 23. Let me roll.
I just want to see if it can hear me, so that way I can know if I can cast my spells. Where?
Oh, I see. Yes, it does. It actually it turns to you actually.
And it just sees a hut. I guess.
Oh, I guess yes. It turns in the direction of the sound that was made.
Okay.
Jarius, did you ready in action too?
If I did, I already used it by healing Ganondorf.
Oh, then I would have done that too. Okay.
All right, I'll use
Oh, good catch. Good catch.
Why not? I'll use it to snipe whispers. What? I rolled really well for that. Okay.
All right, wisdom save. Yeah. Just the description. Must immediately use its reaction. Okay. Yeah. I'm rolling a wisdom save again. Okay. Ooh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it takes no damage, right?
Half as damage.
Does it?
It says on a successful save, the target takes half as much damage.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Save, it takes 2d6.
Thank you. I did not see that.
So
yep, that's
8
psychic.
And I'm gonna chill closer to the center of the hut. Actually, well, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna be like, remember you guys can hide in here. I'm just gonna stay here. Yeah, okay. And turn.
Okay. Isarya, it is your turn.
Oh, let's see. Oh my god, my screen is so tiny. Okay, I am going to. 5, 10. Oh, I can't throw anything into this hut, right? So I would have to go around.
Yes.
So it's 5, 10, 20, 25. And I am going to aim. I'm just going to aim a cautionary firebolt at it to see what it does. So that will be
12. You do 24 damage actually as you hurl this firebolt. And it does that cool thing. This is a very specific image that I have in mind, and I have no idea how else to present it. But it's like if you dropped like a really, really hot ball of metal into like a block of ice, and it makes that cool like shrieking sound. That's basically what happens here. And there's a little like steaming indent from where your firebolt connected.
Okay. And yeah, that will be it for me for now.
Okay. Odin.
Alright, I'm gonna run into the tent. And then I'm going to thrust at this thing through the rampart doors.
Yes. I think that's how that works. Yeah. $28. Yeah, go ahead and make all your attack rolls. That's a crit. That's
defender and defensive.
Okay. So that's 16 plus 8, which is 24 again. And then does that in defensive? So that would be -3 to the attack. Yeah. So that does not hit. That does not hit.
And that will end my turn.
All right. Next up is the Slaughter Sage. Ganondorf, you watch as these fountains of blood continue pouring into him, and he is going to heal. I guess I shouldn't reveal this roll. I guess I shouldn't.
Roll in private?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll in private. Yeah. Yes. You watch as the ice barrier strengthens up. But he has healed for a number.
He healed for a whole number? Oh my gosh.
He healed for a number. Some number. Okay, next up is this manifestation. You watch as it literally ignores all of you and goes straight for Healy.
So we can get attack of opportunity.
Yeah, Odin can make an attack of opportunity.
Can I?
It technically, well, you know what? For the purposes of the narrative, yes, I think it makes sense. Like, I think technically it doesn't leave your melee range, but I think it would make sense you would try to attack it as it like dashes by you. 18 does hit for 24.
What about me?
Yeah, sure. Oh, that's fire. I forgot. That's doubled. That's an extra 5 damage.
Okay. I'm gonna bunk it with my quarterstaff.
That unfortunately does not hit. That does hit though. I guess Ring of the Giant Slayer. Yeah, that would work because it's large. Minus 11. Okay. Yeah, you actually start tearing off chunks of ice as they fall off. They sort of just like clatter to the ground and shatter into tiny, tiny pieces. You'll be back. Yeah, no problem. Don't you want to see what happens though when it attacks? Ooh.
Too scared, can't watch.
Okay. And it takes this ice spear that it's holding in its hand, and it stabs Healy twice.
I casted Sanctuary on Healy earlier. So he needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for reminding me. That's super important. It fails! So what does that mean? It must choose a new target.
Or lose the attacker spell.
Okay, dang. Wheelie coming in clutch. Okay, then instead, it's going to attack Isarya.
She's not even...
Can you counterattack it?
I mean, you can. It's still going to attack Isarya. Oh, that's right, she's not here. I guess that wouldn't be quite fair. Yeah, okay. Then it's gonna attack Galadriel instead.
Dude, AFK OP.
Guys, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Just kidding.
I'm guessing those both hit.
I didn't see the attack
in
rolls.
private.
You rolled it.
Oh, dang it. All right, hold on. I'll screenshot it just so you guys know I'm not cheating.
If it beats a 20, you hit.
Yeah, they both beat a 20.
Yes.
First one was a 26, second one was a 33. Your first attack does 29 damage total, second does 28.
Oh gosh. Okay.
But that's gonna be the end of its turn. Oh yeah, make a Constitution saving throw.
Wait, who?
Galadriel.
Okay.
15. Okay. You are fine.
Okay, then you said minus 28, minus 29?
Yes.
Okay.
That's minus 57 in total. Okay, and it's Galadriel's turn now.
Okay. I am going to cast Hunter's Mark on him and hit him with my Vorpal Sword again.
Okay.
He's so close.
Yeah, 31 hits for 13 damage, or 14 damage, excuse me.
Do I roll my Hunter's Mark, or is that only when I use my bow?
Hunter's Mark should actually still apply to melee attacks.
Okay. and I'm gonna stay there so I don't provoke it.
Okay. It's 4. Excellent, excellent. Wheelie, it is your turn. You watched as this thing approached and raised its spear to attack Healy. But at the last second, it actually like puts down the spear in a sort of like weird jerking motion as if it doesn't want to do that, and it just turns around and stabs Galadriel. It is now your turn.
I am going to move 20 feet next to the creature, and I'm going to attack it.
Aha! Yeah, I guess sneak attack would work here because you're not next to any of your teammates.
I'm going to use my hour hand when attacking it.
Oh, that is unfortunate, dude. That's tragic. You raise up your hour hand. Wait, you have advantage because you're sneaking.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What were the odds? What the fuck?
Oh my gosh, dude!
Do I stab myself again?
Yo, somebody clip that!
Do I stab myself again?
Oh my gosh.
Pretty good.
You don't stab yourself, no, but oh my gosh, dude, that's so good. That's incredible.
Number 1 rogue NA.
That's so good. Okay, here's what happens. You go in for this stab, but it notices your presence as it thrusts towards your wrist. And in a last-ditch effort to not lose your hand, you just like really change your course, but in the process, you lose grip of the hour hand, which goes clattering onto the ground a good distance away, which is now over there. That's incredible.
Oh, you want to see magic? You want to see if you can hit an invisible guy? I turn invisible as my bonus action right in front of it. I'm not even.
Yeah, make a stealth check. Oh, I forgot it has blind sight, so you shouldn't have gotten advantage, but that's fine. Anyways, yeah, no, I think yeah. It loses track of you. Okay, we go back to Ganondorf. BRP.
I'm actually serious.
Okay.
The blood fountains are still up?
Yes, 3 of them are still up.
Okay, then I will move over to the one to the east and attack it.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Yeah, the exact same thing happens. As you shatter this blood fountain, you hear screams of the dying as more souls escape and exit the arena.
And then I'll move to the next one and then use my second attack.
Okay. Whoops. I didn't do that. Yep, same thing happens.
Alright. And then for my next turn, I'll move over to this one.
Okay.
And then I'll attack it.
Yes.
And
Bang, bang, bang. You dash around faster than the eye can see and plow through these 3 founts of blood. When this happens, you hear cracking noises and turn back to the center and see that this pillar as this pillar of ice bursts open. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw to avoid being pelleted with ice shrapnel as they explode outwards.
I have advantage on dex saving throw.
Yes, you do. That's rather unfortunate.
It is.
You're gonna take some damage.
Okay.
As you do not save. You take 32 bludgeoning cold, which is half down to 16, as you are pelleted with ice shrapnel, and the Slaughter Sage bursts outwards with a roar. He does look healed a little bit.
Okay, then I'd like to finish my turn and move towards him and attack him again.
Okay.
And that's gonna be, that one.
Excellent. Yep, that hits. 40 damage. As you clash blades again, you manage to get the upper hand in this exchange. And it speaks to you and it says,
You feel it too, don't you? The rush of battle. Ganondorf, don't lie to yourself. You're enjoying this as much as I am.
Of course I am. How could you not? It's amazing.
Join forces with me. Devote yourself to me. This could be us.
No, it's... You always say that, but I've gotten this powerful without you at this point. And you're no longer helping me as much as you think that you are. And my group and my friends can help me a lot more than you can.
Bold words from one who is about to die.
Let me take a legendary action, if I may. Wow, I'm getting lightheaded from doing this voice. Give me a second to just do some deep breathing exercises.
That's number 3 legendary action?
Well, they refresh on each of his turns, remember? So it's not legendary resistance, it's legendary actions.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, otherwise the action economy would be borked, my dude.
Yeah, it would have been. Still is.
Whoops, he doesn't have disadvantage. Wow, that's a nat 1. All right, okay. We will resolve that in a second. With the first one, he cleaves into with his great sword. Like, you attempt to block it with your weapon, but it's pushed aside as with the remaining force, it powers through into your body. You get hit for 39, half down to 19 damage. And he goes in for a second blow, but this time you actually counter swing with your halberd and just smash his greatsword into pieces. And he currently does not have this bloodied greatsword. He rears down, into pieces. Yeah, you just smash it. Yeah, you completely shatter it because it's made of ice. With this third attack, he brings down the whip directly on you and shocks you for 21, half down to 10 total damage. In the outside world, you guys watch.
Before you
yes.
continue on, you said he doesn't have disadvantage on the first attack?
What do you... No, he doesn't. He shouldn't, because that was... I just forgot that I included that.
Okay, because that was a critical hit.
Oh! Isn't it?
Fucking nice.
Oh. So instead of rolling 68, it should roll an additional... Oh, no, it just rolls another 3d8. And another 3d6. Okay, so one more attack. Thank you. 3d8 plus 3d6.
Did the slaughter sage grow his arm back? Did I miss that part?
Yes, it did. That's an additional 15, so 7 on top of that. Okay, in the outside world, you guys watch as 3 more spiritual bolts burst out from Ganondorf and materialize in the different corners of the room. Yeah, nice catch, Jarius.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is at the end of your turn, Ganondorf.
Yes, that's the end of my turn.
All right. Flinty, it's your turn. 4 of these things are in the room.
Healy, you said you needed to move around? Like, I could just protect you with a wall of force?
Healy does not seem to respond as she is extremely deep in this. She's so buzzed right now, dude.
Wait, does it look
She's
like
like
she's channeling or moving
so
around?
high. No,
anything?
she's like suspended in midair, like with her arms outstretched by her sides, and her eyes have rolled into the back of her head.
Can I like? I want to protect her with a by encasing her with a wall of force, but I don't know. Does it look like I would be disrupting anything if I did that?
You are reminded that she does need access to the smoke and stuff that she's created.
Where is the smoke and stuff?
Everywhere. In the
Everywhere.
room. But
Oh,
I think.
I see.
Yeah.
How much control do you have over that wall of force?
Well, I can place it. That's it.
Can you alter its shape?
I can make individual panels of it. Yeah.
What if you make like a open top pyramid type thing?
Yeah, I can do that. Like open on the top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she has access to air and incense, and she's protected from the sides.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll try that. Okay. Okay, let's see how this works. So it says I can do a 10 by 10 foot panels. But I don't think I need all of them. I just need to make a cube with the top off. So that's 5 panels. Is she suspended in midair too?
Yes, she is.
Okay, so then with the other 4 panels, oh man, can I draw this? So
draw an isometric representation.
Exactly. Okay. So
okay, you ready? So here you go. Here she is.
Wait. No, Wait, am I drawing? I'm drawing.
Yeah, she's floating. All right, this is her.
Right. Okay, so this is cube. So this is solid. Open top, right? Right. Okay, and then.
Oh, those eyes are so cursed.
You know, the panels on the side, like an open Amazon Prime box. The bottom is also closed.
Okay. Yeah. No, totally. I got you. I'll just make it easy and just say that it's not accessible by the enemies.
Right? You guys like my drawing? I did this in college, dude. I majored in mechanical engineering. We did these isometric drawings for days. Finally paid off. Just want to say thank you, Professor McMains.
Yeah.
That's smoke, by the way, on the top. So.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Healy has been encased in a protective wall of force.
Okay, and then that requires me dropping concentration on enlarge. So Ganondorf's body returns to the same side.
His body shrinks down and kind of slumps a little bit because it's moved. It's jostled by the shrinking.
Okay. All right. Hope that helps. Good luck with those baddies, guys.
All right, Isarya, or guided time check real quick. How's it going?
I'm doing okay.
Okay, like if you want, we can end it at the top of the turn order.
No.
Okay. Let's do it.
Dude, I'm going to. What am I doing? Fuck, I should have thought of this before. What does... Okay. I have no idea what these guys are gonna do. So what
Oh,
I'm
I guess
gonna-
you weren't here for when it
Yeah.
happened. Yeah, the one tried to attack Healy, but Jarius, not Jarius, Wheely's sanctuary actually procced and prevented Healy from being attacked. So it attacked Galadriel instead, and it basically, as far as you can tell right now, it has a melee attack. It has all of them have ice spears in their hands, but you don't know if they do anything else beyond that.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of just move into its melee, like, and kind of position myself in between them.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna grab my hands, and I'm just gonna go ahead and point blank shoot off my little scorching rays into its eyeballs.
Ooh, I love that. Honestly, with that, I think you should make it with advantage. I know technically it's supposed to be disadvantage because you're making a ranged attack from melee range,
True.
but this is cool. This is cool. No, do it with
Just make it
advantage.
a normal.
Well, I think it would be cool for it to be advantage because you're definitely putting yourself out there. Like, you intentionally walked up to it to do this.
There's 1.
24. 20 damage. 27 to hit. 30 damage. After the second one, you actually blast through it completely. And the bolts actually end up pelting the walls, leaving little burn marks as the wood is singed. But this guy has been shattered. I deleted the initiative. Aw, crap, man.
No.
I'm gonna go back. Hold on.
It's
Wait.
after the Slaughter Sage.
Okay, great. I should make a copy and just make it separate. I keep forgetting to do this. At turn. There we go. Okay. Odin. You get 3 baddies. Objective: protect Healy.
All right, I am going to smack it and shield bash it.
Smack away, friend. And I will go ahead and make my strength save, or strength check, I guess. You crit, dude. And you roll a 19? Oh, wait, what's your strength modifier?
7.
Okay, you win. You win out. Dang. That finally came into play. We tied. Okay, first of all, let's start with the crit. Jeez. Okay. That's 21 damage, and then 9 poison, and then 6 plus 4 is 10, but doubled is 20 fire. You make your second attack. That's 13 slashing, and 6 plus 9 is 15. And with the defender, that does hit for 11 slashing.
That's in defensive mode, so that's going to be -3.
Oh, then that does not hit. Never mind.
Is the fire doubled on the second attack?
Yeah, the fire's been doubled.
Okay.
Yeah. It's also been knocked prone. Oh, actually, wait. That means you should have had advantage on the defender, so it does hit. We backtrack. All the things. Okay, it does take the 11. There.
That'll be it.
All right.
I clicked in turn, but I didn't.
Oh yeah, because the API is broken right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll fix it out. I'll fix it up. I'll talk with Eternal at some point later, because I'm also wondering like how often his API breaks itself, if at all, when he does his testing. But anyways. All right, we go back to the Slaughter Sage. You guys right now are in like a deadlock. And both of you push backwards and reset as you charge back in. Let's do this way. I'll still roll the damage, but I'm going to change up the nature of the attacks. So the first thing it's gonna do. Oh wait, actually, it doesn't have a sword right now. Yeah. Okay. This is great. So first it's gonna attack with its whip. It's 31. That should be hitting you for 8 plus 5, 13.
What's Ganondorf's AC?
It's 30.
Yeah. Okay. 26. Yeah, 13 damage. And go ahead and make a strength save.
Strength save?
Yes.
Oh, buddy. 34.
Okay. Yeah. You do not move at all, actually, as you feel it pull against you. And then you watch as the Slaughter Sage charges with his right hand, previously wielding the Blood Greatsword. And he's going to make an attack roll. There's no damage here, it's just the attack roll, so don't be alarmed. 34. And he is going to make a strength check, but he had disadvantage, correct?
Yeah. From Hex.
Okay. Right. Okay. Uh, 17, and go ahead and make a strength check as well. Wow. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
You are flown through the air and you slam against the far side of this wall. And you are going to I'm going to roll damage, but it's not going to be as much as the thingy thing. That makes sense. So it's just going to be the bludgeoning damage. I forgot to type /roll. You take 12 bludgeoning damage, and he retreats backwards.
If he retreats backwards, I can get an opportunity.
Correct.
Boop.
But you've basically locked him out from doing attacks with his greatsword this turn. That hits for 43 damage. And yeah, you manage to catch him as he jumps backwards, just sort of bashing him in the side, actually throwing him off course as he tumbles and smashes into the ice as well. You actually knock him so hard that he basically goes bouncing all the way across the arena, smashing into another wall of ice, taking some extra damage himself in the process. He takes an extra 17 bludgeoning. And you watch as he, like deep in this crater, grips with his hand and wrenches himself outwards. And he also rips a hunk of ice out from the sides of the arena, reforming that greatsword. Okay. We have three baddies to contend with. First, the one next to you, Odin, is going to use half his movement to get up, and then use the remaining movement to approach Healy. You may take an attack of opportunity if you would like. Let me make the charisma saving throw as well. Or it's what saving throw is it, Jarius?
It's a wisdom saving throw of 16, I believe.
Okay.
Although isn't Healy inside of like Flinty's?
Oh, I forgot. You're right. Yep. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, it's 16.
Okay. I mean, I was just dumb. I'm just gonna straight up say it loses the attack because I guess it's stupid and forgot about the wall of force. That's on me.
Invisible, so.
It is invisible. Yeah, it tries to attack and it just kind of knocks up against this invisible wall of force. Yeah, totally. Okay. All right, then the other two, seeing this, I guess they're just gonna go for the nearest person. You don't mind if I delete your, or can I move your drawing? Let me see if I can move it. There we go. Perfect. That's a representation of what's going on right now. They're gonna move their movement. Odin, you're gonna get attacked by 1, and the other one is gonna be attacked. Galadriel. Okay. The first two are for Odin. 1, 2. What's your AC, bud? The first one does not hit. Okay, but the second one definitely does. And you were going to take 17 piercing on top of 11 cold. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me, friend.
I'm also going to parry it.
Okay. Your speed has been reduced, and you have to choose between action or bonus action. You cannot take both. But as it stabs into you, you parry away the first one. You can make that roll. But as the second one bites deep into your flesh, you actually feel frostbite spreading around the affected area, chilling your entire body and slowing you down. Okay, and what does parry do again? Reduce the damage. Okay, so your dexterity is 3? Question mark?
2.
Okay, you reduce the damage by 9 then. All right, and then I'm going to make 2 attacks on Galadriel. Galadriel, the other one skitters up to you and jabs at you with its ice spear. And I believe both of those are going to hit as you take 26 and then 25. And I will also need you to make 2 Constitution saving throws, which I forgot to ask you to do last time because it's 2 attacks.
I'm sorry, what did you ask me to roll?
Constitution saving throw, 2 of them. Succeed on both. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Or I guess we shouldn't be doing that, right? Because it's always roll with advantage, so that wouldn't be fair.
Right, yeah, so save on 1.
Yes, then the second one you do fail. Your speed has been reduced by 10 feet, and you have to choose between action or bonus action. You cannot take both. But you have been frostbitten.
Guys, I made this hut for a reason. Why are you guys outside?
I had a monster spawn right next to me. I couldn't move to get into it.
I'm trying to take the brunt so Steely doesn't get jacked up.
Healy Steely isn't a wall of force. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Come inside and chill. I mean, you guys are already chilling. You look pretty cold, but...
Frostbitten, actually.
It's nice and warm in here. There's a sauna, remember?
Oh, yeah. You know what? That's a great idea, actually.
There is a sauna in there, isn't there?
Oh, Flinty, you're right. Did you also create a wall of force around Ganondorf?
Oh. Nope.
My turn?
Rip.
Yeah,
Bury him in the hut.
It is Galadriel's turn.
Okay, so I'm going to move into Flinty's tent and take a action and take a healing potion of supreme. Healing potion. And heal for 38.
All right.
And then that's the end of my turn.
Wheelie.
Odin, you okay with me throwing a fireball?
Yeah, do it.
I'm gonna throw a fireball.
Where?
Let me see the radius. Fuck.
I was gonna hit a lot of people.
It has a radius of 12. It's gonna hit Ganondorf. Wheelie is about to throw it mid-turn, sees like how many people he's gonna hit, and just like he just throws it at this guy instead.
Oh, okay, that's gonna hit you. And also probably Isarya.
Let me see the radius. I try to throw it 5 feet here.
It's kind of taking up the entire space though. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you throw something at it, it's gonna hit it because it's like it's big and blocking the way, and the way Flinty drew her hut.
Is there, are you fine?
Yep, do it. Do it, Willie.
Okay, I throw it.
Okay, let me make a dex save, dude.
I don't have fireballs.
Save?
Oh, that's true. Because this is a necklace of fireball, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so what does it have to beat? Let me check. I think it's inherent to the necklace.
Whoops.
Necklace of fireballs.
It's,
Okay.
16, isn't it?
It says it's 15 in my rulebook.
Yeah, third level. It's a.
That says 8d6. Okay, so DC 15. Let's get through to 15. Ooh, that's not 15. That is more than a 15. And Wheelie, I also need you to make a dex save. All right, you dodge out of the way. The manifestation takes 28 since it is made of ice, but it does succeed on the save. And Wheelie, you also will take half unless you decide. Oh, you take none. Sorry. You do unfortunately take the brunt of it. Though, do you have resistance to fire now?
Only if I use a bonus action to do it.
Gotcha.
But I
And
didn't.
then you are burnt for 28 as Wheelie casts an indoor fireball, sending a shockwave, actually combusting the local area of those of the incenses and spices before they fill back in. But the air smells like strangely sweet.
Okay.
I will. Let me see. I still have my bonus action, so. I don't know. I guess I stand in front of it and block its way. I'm not gonna use my bonus action.
Okay.
Or actually, is it? I actually might not be able to fit through. So, but I mean, no, I'm not gonna use my bonus action. So I'm perfectly visible. That'll be my turn.
Okay. We turn it back to Ganondorf.
All right, top of the turn order, huh?
Well, not quite, but
Not quite. Oh, that's right. Galadriel's before me. Now that he's not frozen, I would like to cast Immolation on him.
Isn't that touch?
No, it's something I can see.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it is.
So yeah.
All right.
For my first action, I will Immolation.
Let me make a dexterity saving throw. 21. What? Okay, yeah, you reach out your gauntlet of the fire starter. And as your entire arm is engulfed in swirling flame, it bursts forth, shredding a path in the ground that snakes towards the slaughter sage before combusting underneath him and just blowing up outwards. Minus 10 from the 21. Gotcha. Does that affect spells? I thought that was only melee attacks.
Rage does. Well, should with Hexblade, Curse, and Hex. Hex still works on spells.
Gotcha. Oh, I see.
Just
Okay,
the Great
I see.
Weapon Master doesn't.
Okay, yeah, that's 36 doubled up to 72 total damage as he is engulfed in flames and I guess set on fire, which is a little counterintuitive because he's made of ice. So he is burnt. He will take 46 at the end of its turn if he fails. Oh, yeah.
Yes. And then for my next turn, I would like to consume a potion.
Okay.
Yep.
You reach into your bag, pop open a potion, and chug it.
And that's it. Yeah, that's it for me.
All right. Slaughter Sage is going to use his legendary action. I guess it kind of doesn't really make sense because he's the only one in the fight with you right now. He's going to just dash on towards you and hit you again with those Actually, what if we did this? He dematerializes his whips and charges at you with the greatsword, attempting to stab you. It's a 38, going to hit you for 32, half down to 16 total damage, as you're run through with his greatsword. And then the next thing he does is he actually wraps his flaming body around you and is going to try and basically like pile drive you into the ground. So, I guess it would be another strength check, although it would be a disadvantage. Well, first he makes the attack roll to see if he connects. So let's do that first. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. That definitely connects.
Okay.
There's a lot of crits happening tonight, dude. What the heck?
Weighted dice night.
I think because of that, he's going to have advantage, which will cancel out the disadvantage. So he's going to make a normal up and down strength check, and you make one as well. Okay. You are grabbed, and you at once feel both frostbite and blazing heat. And he flies up into the air and does like that thing that Rock Lee does, and basically just smashes your head, careening it into the ground. Let's do, spinning downwards. That's not the name of the move, but you know. That's gonna do, man, he crit that as well. Jeez, man. Plus some fire damage. Let's just do this. That much damage, but halved, combined bludgeoning and fire. And you are also prone, back in the center of the arena.
Got it.
All right. And then you can take. You already did. You did your 2 turns already. Okay. We go back to Flinty.
Okay. I guess I can just I help kill these things, yeah? Can I blast through this hut?
I mean, you can stick your hand out and then shoot it. Like, I don't see why you can't. Actually, can you? Hold on.
Yeah, I think I can stick my hand out and shoot it, yeah?
Probably. It makes sense to me.
Alright. Well, you know, you guys should just come in here. There's a sauna. But okay, I'll just, I'll get over here and, I'll blast this one.
Yeah, just as if you leave the area, but I don't see why you can't stick a hand out and shoot. The latter 2 hit for 8 force damage.
I hoped.
Yeah, you chip up some pieces of ice from its right shoulder.
Okay. Guys, did healing Ganondorf work? Or?
Yeah, it did.
Alright. I guess I'll bonus action healing word Ganondorf. Oh man, should I upcast it? Nah.
He needs it.
Well, Ganondorf has been healed for 6.
It's Ganondorf. I don't know how I feel about him still. Is he worth an upcast? I don't know. We'll see.
Well, you already cast it, so.
Okay, that's it. I'll
All right.
out the window.
I feel like for flavor, what happens is as you step back, you're like poking your head out a little bit just to see where you're shooting. And you watch as your target takes its spear and hurls it towards you, and you manage to like rear your head back just in time to hear a loud shatter as the spear collides with your hut, very nearly giving you a facial makeover.
Hey, you're not welcome in the sauna. I don't think you would enjoy that very much.
Excellent. Isarya, we go to you.
Me, what am I doing? I can see both of those creatures.
Yes.
Okay, fuck it. Let's see. I'm gonna point at both this guy and this guy, and I'm gonna see if light works on them.
All right.
Gonna use my sorcery points to twin it.
Yes. Yes. What save am I making?
Casting at level 4.
It is Constitution. Okay.
And do I use one or do I use 2 spells for 2 rolled for damage twice?
I believe for twin spell you literally just cast it twice, so roll it again. I'll go ahead and make my Constitution saving throws. One saves, the other does not. Cool. Okay. Wow. The one that did not takes more damage. Nice. Okay. Does it do anything else? No, it's just straight damage. Okay. Excellent. Yeah. Man, what does ice rotting look like? I don't even know. The first one gets hit as it is encroached by inky black tendrils that sort of like eat away at its flesh, I guess, for lack of a better word.
The moldy ice cube.
Moldy ice cube. That how does that even happen?
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, I was gonna say the second one though. You basically like shoot forward a pillar of ink, and just like blow off like half of its body. Well, not a half. I guess like roughly a quarter of its body.
Oof. Like, sucks to be square. I mean, cube. I don't know. I'm done.
Good attempt. All right, ending your turn.
Yes, please.
All right, we go to Odin.
Move there. And I might. Actually, I'm gonna move there, and then I'm going to use a potion on Ganondorf.
All right. Ganondorf, you were healed for 50 points as you feel liquid trickle down your body again. Man, you gotta be like soaking outside right now.
And that'll end my turn.
Sounds good. We go back to the Slaughter Sage. I also need to get water. So he's just not going to talk this turn, but I would have liked to do that. Hydrate, yes. I need to refill my water bottle. I've been like chugging. I also need to pee at some point. But he just... Actually, I'll go do that real quick.
Yeah.
We pause. The Slaughter Sage says AFK. Yeah, let's take a break.
Okay.
Sorry, I still have to get up early in the morning.
I know. I may just swap to my phone and listen in while I'm relaxing.
Falling asleep.
I said we could stop.
No, I don't want to.
No shouting across the house.
Go to the bathroom, jeez.
He's worried he missed something.
Does that mean he brought his headset to the bathroom?
Gross.
I could check.
I mean, he could clearly hear what we were saying as
I
he
take my
shouts
headset to the
across the
bathroom.
house. I bet you do.
Nah, dude, it's not weird. I gotta know what's going on.
Oh. I too bring a table full of people to the bathroom with me. No,
Yes.
I don't.
Yes, he very much did bring his headset.
Nice.
It's a perfectly normal thing to do when you have a wireless headset.
I wouldn't know. Oh, that's good. The dedication.
It's less of a dedication thing and more than I'm just too lazy to take off my headset.
Aha. Ah.
The real facts.
Alright, I'm back. How's everybody else?
We here. We ready.
Splendid circus. Yeah, man, Fred Boat. Sorry, you just hear me opening up the...
What are you eating?
I don't know, so loud. I'm just getting some high chew so I can stay energized during this very intense D&D session. Just a little bit of sugar. Just a little bit.
You mean you don't munch the entire time like the rest of us?
Yeah, right. You're not on your third course yet? Sheesh.
D&D snacking is highly encouraged. So while we're here, just chilling. No pun intended.
Get it? Cause Slaughter Sage.
Because ice. Get it? Do you get it?
Ice?
Do you get it? Do you get it? In other news, I have 52 followers, so that's cool.
God dang. You're basically a celebrity now.
Well,
remember us when you're famous.
It's
remember us.
Well, it's mostly just the fact that like this means I can get affiliate, which is cool, but I don't really know how that works.
What do you mean you know how it works? You get the thing.
Well, so the weird thing is that like on my creator dashboard, it doesn't say I have 50. It says I have 42.
It'll
followers.
update in about 2 days.
That's what I figured.
Yeah,
but
really
then it's also
slow.
like, is there a process? Because like, don't I have to like link a bank account or
You'll
something?
get an email from them. Once it
Yeah.
updates and you meet the stats, you just basically click the button and it says you'll be getting or receiving something from us soon.
Gotcha.
And then it'll open up some stuff, and then you'll have to fill out their forms and shit.
Gotcha.
I think you fill out like a 1099 or something like that.
Yeah. Like a freelancer type stuff, because you're kind of working for them, but not.
Basically, anything over $600 you make, you have to claim and pay taxes on.
That'd be nice if I could make over 600.
Yeah, that shit, right?
That would actually be really nice.
It'd be pretty sweet, huh?
Yeah. Dang, I didn't know these were so loud. I'm like opening them away from the microphone too. I'm sorry for the auditory nightmare.
Just retitle it in ASMR stream. It'll be good.
Just eat into the microphone? Oh, that's disgusting. Wait, ugh.
You could just mute instead of going really far away from the microphone.
Yeah, but then I have to press the mute button.
Oh, I can
He's got a good point.
You know, do that for you.
I can mute you for indefinite amounts of time.
Nah, that's pretty far for me.
Just
I'll just listen to it. I'm good with it.
We're waiting on Isarya and Flinty.
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I think just.
I'm here. Sorry, I was muted.
Ooh, dokily do. Ganondorf, you are prone. So which means that these next attacks are going to have advantage. Unfortunately. Surprisingly, only one of them hits.
No, 2 of them do.
No. Oh, you're right. It's meter B. Oh, the last one's a 19. Okay. Yes. You are lying, like with your head buried inside of the ice. And you manage to sort of flip backwards and pry yourself out. You watch as the first greatsword bears down on your body, but you whack it away with a sword. And on the rebound, though, he brings it crashing down directly in center mass, hitting you for 34, half done to 17 total damage. And next, he lashes forwards with his whip, wrapping it around your neck and just zapping you. So he's going to roll damage. He's going to roll an additional 66 plus 66. So an additional 12d6 total. So the first hit is 24 halved down to 12, and then it's 19 on top of that. And as you are recovering, he shouts at you, "Think, Ganondorf, think."
Imagine our powers combined. You think you will be able to defeat Aradar without my aid?
Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jarius.
That was good.
Mood instantly destroyed.
Oh god.
Evil voice, and then just hey, thanks, yeah. Appreciate that.
For real.
This could be so easy. As we continue exchanging blows, Ganondorf, your friends are dying. you can put a stop to this.
I'm just gonna tell him. I've told you already. We can't do this together anymore. I have to get rid of you.
That is a great pity indeed.
All right. And with that, we go to our manifestation fellows. They're going to go for, Jarius, you are visible. So here's what we're going to do. First one's going to attack Odin. Next one's going to attack Isarya. Third's going to attack Wheelie. There's my throat. Odin, you managed to parry away the first, but the second one is a hit? Question mark?
Yes.
It is, yeah.
All right,
I'm
and
gonna
you're
parry
already...
it.
Yes, go ahead and parry it. You're already slowed, so you don't have to repeat the Constitution saving throw. Instead of 26, you are going to take 14 as you manage to skew away the blow instead of going for like your right chest. It sort of slices through your right shoulder. Isarya, next one attacks you.
Hits.
All right, yeah, those are both hits. First one hits for 30 total. Second one for 27. And last but not least, we attack Wheelie. 1, 2. Both of those look like hits.
I'm gonna have the first one.
Okay, so that's 33 down to 16, and then 26.
How much did Flinty give us for temporary shield? 11.
11 days. And that is going to be the end of their turns. Galadriel.
Let me make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, thank you for keeping me honest.
I'm gonna roll both of them.
Yes, please. That meets it. Go ahead and roll the second one. Save. Okay, you are not chilled. Galadriel. I think this will be our last turn before we call it.
I am going to... transfer Hunter's Mark from the dead guy to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to use my flame arrows. Oh, do I only get a bonus action or an action?
Yes, because you're chilled.
Oh, because I'm still chilled. Oh, my Hunter's Mark was the thing, right?
Yeah, that would have been, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess because I should have specified. Like, do you want to redact that? Because I know there's a lot going on.
No, that's okay. We'll just keep it like that. Okay.
Sounds good. Wheelie.
I will go ahead and, well, I'm going to move 5 feet first and then attack this guy with my 4 plus scimitar.
Okay. Yes. 45 total damage as you bring it down, breaking off huge chunks of ice. Hello, sir.
Sorry, I'm thinking.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, so Sanctuary ends, so I'm going to use my last level 1 spell and cast Sanctuary this time on Ganondorf.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Ganondorf now has Sanctuary instead of Healy.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
Cool. Hey, Ganondorf.
So is Sanctuary affecting me inside of here?
No.
Okay.
Affects your real body, though.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna recklessly attack him. With the Vorpal Greatsword. If it'll go through.
Okay. That hits. That second one does not, unfortunately.
Okay.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I'll switch weapons.
Oh, gotcha. First one hits for 26 plus 17 is 43. Yes, 43.
When he ended his turn, does he have to roll for immolation?
He does. He has to make a dex save.
DC 21, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
Boop. No dice. He takes 46.
Do you want me to roll that? Or
burn damage, which is 22.
Okay. How does he appear to me?
Bad.
Bad?
A real bad. He's got large chunks of his body missing. Like he's just bad. Just real bad. He's not panting or anything, because I mean, I guess he doesn't breathe, but.
Right. Okay. So for my next turn.
Yes.
I'd like to use a bonus action and I'd like to summon my Flame Blade.
Ooh, we haven't seen this in a while. Let's do it.
Yeah, so with that, I think we agreed that I can use it as an action, right? So with this extra attack, can I extra attack with the Flame Blade too?
Yes, because it's like a weapon. Yes. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So yes.
All right, and then yeah, I guess I'd be recklessly attacking with the Flame Blade for my next turn.
Does Great Weapon Master is it
sorry. So minus
subtract
the 10 damage.
Okay. So that's 16 plus 11 is. Why can't I do plus 11? 27 times 2. Okay. Here is what happens. After your first attack, you actually thrust forward directly into the center of the Slaughter Sage, and as you twist the Flame Blade, violent flames burst out everywhere as he roars. and you rip out the blade and watch as he sort of like curls. He sort of like curls in on himself, and almost like becoming just this orb of ice, right? And you watch as yet again a pillar shoots up from the center and encases him. But this time you don't see. You're not seeing Blood Fountain's pool. What you do see actually is a single like mote of flame descend upon the arena. Let's say it's just over here. It's just like a floating little tiny. Imagine if you like lit a candle and it's just the flame part. That's what it looks like. And you feel the arena get colder as like waves of cold start pulsating outwards.
From this flame?
Do you do? No, from the center.
All right, I'm going to move towards where the flame popped up.
Okay.
Does anything happen?
Yes. As you get closer, you feel warmer, and it also starts moving towards you. If you do nothing, it will collide with you. Do you decide to do anything?
Yes. I don't want it to go towards the center.
Okay. Do you let it touch you?
I'll let it touch the flame blade. Try to like block its path.
Okay, sure. It's not moving towards the center. It's moving towards you.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So you keep it at flame blade's length, and like just like at the very end, you sort of let it like touch it. Immediately, you actually watch as it swirls around your body, and you feel warm, not uncomfortable, but like you feel warm and empowered, and actually your flame blade expands pretty significantly. And there's like little spiral streaks of flame circling the arm that's casting the flame blade.
Okay, so what does that mean?
You'll have to figure that out for yourself.
The thing circling my flame blade in my arm.
Yeah, it's your flame blade looks like it's been buffed basically.
Do I still have this other attack left?
Yeah, I think it's only fair.
Okay. But he's encased in that shit again, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna worth the shot. I guess I'll try to hit him again with that.
Yeah, make an attack roll. That's a crit. What's that -4? What's? Oh, it's Bardic Inspiration. You rolled a 1 on the inspiration. Okay, that's kind of weird how that works. Okay, yeah. You rear down your flame blade, and you actually like cut clean through the core. And as your blade goes out the other side, you feel that warmth leave you. You are once again cold, but cracks have begun to form on this orb.
And the orb is like the thing that came to me and enveloped around me, right?
No, that was just like a little mote of flame.
Oh,
this is just right now. This is the slaughter stage. Correct.
Gotcha,
yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sorry, this pillar. No, he's on an orb. He's in a pillar. The pillar has cracks forming on it now.
All right, and that's the end of my turn.
All right, Flinty.
All right. I can't do much, guys. But it doesn't look like you guys like my hut. Except for Galadriel. Thank you for coming into my hut.
You're welcome.
I'll blast this one.
Blast away.
Can't do anything.
So
I'm concentrating.
Anyway, she started blasting.
Oh, you have to stay inside of that?
Yeah, otherwise the hut disappears. So.
Can you put your arm out?
Yeah, that's how I'm blasting. with
You kill Ganondorf.
doing like 2 damage.
You're hitting. Yeah, you're just not doing too much damage. That's a total of 16 damage.
Sweet.
You toss out what would otherwise be pretty powerful Eldritch Blast against like a normal person. Like, you know that you could have like definitely killed 2 people with that, but this thing is not a normal person. So.
Well, all right. I did what I could. I'll back up. I'll maybe like stick my feet in the hot tub. Just chill. That's all.
Alrighty, sorry, we go to you.
Yes. Wait, did Galadriel go? Oh, it was Flinty in front of me. Okay. Because I really want to get the guy that's in front of me.
I should also say, I forgot to mention this, but these manifestations have started like melting a little bit, and the room is starting to warm up slightly.
Okay. I'm gonna cast 2 Scorching Rays on the guy in front of me.
All right.
And then the last one to the one by Odin. So we'll do 1.
Cast away. That's a movie. All right. The second one does not hit, but the first does for 30 fire damage. And then 20, the one next to Odin. All right, then. We go to Odin. Odin!
All right, I am going to feed Ganondorf a potion.
Of course you are. Just married couple things.
Yeah, exactly.
Ganondorf is healed for 41.
And
heal Odin.
That'll end my turn.
Okay. Next up is the pillar, which is just going to pulse with some ice. Ganondorf, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw as cold energy emanates outwards.
Advantage. So 18.
18 is going to do it. So you take 28, half down to 14, half down to 7 damage as cold energy radiates outwards from the epicenter. Okay, next up are the boys. I will refer to them collectively as the boys because don't really know what else to refer to them as. The boys are going to attack, but their attacks aren't going to be as good because they are actively melting, so they're going to make it with disadvantage. Odin, these are the first 2. I just think the 26 hits. That's 30 to you. Next one goes to Isarya. 18, 17. 18 hits you, so that's 33. And then last but not least, Wheelie.
The first one hits.
Yes, I said 33 for you, Isarya. First one hits you for 26. You may use Uncanny Dodge if you would like.
I will.
Okay. With that crit fail, you actually get an opportunity, to counterattack. So why don't you go ahead and make an attack for me?
I already used my reaction.
I'm letting you have this additional thing.
Okay. I still have this equipped. I still am wearing the belt of giant strings.
Yes.
I don't know, I want to suplex it.
Okay, yeah, make a strength check.
Was it 29?
Oh, wait, make an attack roll first.
Just a flat roll 20?
You have to work an attack roll to see if the attack connects. So strength or dex plus proficiency, whatever floats your boat. I will make a Yeah, go ahead and do that first. What's your proficiency? Actually, no, that'll hit. Okay, now you are going to actually make a strength contest. It has disadvantage, so make another strength check. And we'll see who wins this contest. Wow. Wait, what the heck? Wheelie actually extremely strong?
I forgot to unattune the belt.
Alright, this guy has disadvantage. It rolls a nat 1. Okay, yes, please describe to me this suplex, because it's not like humanoid shaped. It's like a weird, kind of elongated, but please, I want to hear the description here.
I grab it by the thorax, and I'm just going to yeet it out of the window and into the ocean, I guess. And I do not know if it dies on impact or it dies to the sun first.
Yes. Okay, here's what happens. You grab it and like basically whirlwind chuck it out of the window. Its head hits the windowsill on the way out, instantly shattering. And you watch as his body just kind of goes flying and you don't see it anymore. Ganondorf, inside, you see another mote of flame descend upon the battlefield. And with that, I think we're going to call it and continue this very exciting fight next time. Yeah.
That was good. That was fun.
That was fun.
That was fun, definitely.
All right, y'all. We will conclude this next time. We'll see what other tricks I have in store for you. Oh, babies. You don't think gritting an Eldritch God is going to be that easy, do you?
It'll be fun.
Do you?
I think I'm
This
almost out of
isn't even my
potion.
final form.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm about to die. I have 3 HP left.
Well, maybe you should go inside the hut that Flinty made for you.
I'm gonna get attack of opportunity if I go. So I'm stuck.
Well, thankfully you have an entire week to think about it. But
True.
thank you all for participating. Guided, please go to sleep. Yeah, I will see you all next time.